Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series. Welcome back to PCS Double Down, and welcome to the PYRA Cup Championship Series playoffs. Today is the big day. Today is the final day of competition here for the PCS Double Down. I'm super excited to have you again. My name is Kian Lynch. I'm your caster, commentator, host, analyst desk guy who still doesn't have a 4 and really wants one, and everything in between. I'm so excited to have you all here today. I am super excited for the final day of competition, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. We have a couple things to cover today. We have a couple of announcements to go under, and we also have a couple of things to look at with our bracket. But before we do anything else, let's take a quick look at the standings that happened from day 2, in case you missed it. From day 2, the Swiss bracket Group B, Keng, Ian, Kareef, Ullah, Trey, Griffith, Spencer, LATHE, Tyler, Fanno, Tyler, Hollis, CAEDAN, GONZALES, and Ian, HING all qualified from Group B, with Keng, Ian, and Kareef, Ullah both going 3-0 in their groups. Absolute dominance from both stackers. And for Luke Gargione, Joshua Kleindienst, Nathan Wood, TJ Koneski, Tyson Parmalee, Kieran Elliott, James and Swick, and John Rocco Desi, their lives in the tournament ended, unfortunately, on last Sunday. But we are here for Championship Saturday. Super excited to have you guys all here. And actually, before we go any further, let's just take a quick look at the final bracket, the playoffs bracket that will actually be going through today. So something that has to be updated, actually, oops. I apologize. That's actually the unupdated version of the bracket because, of course, huge brain out of me to straight up just not update the bracket. I apologize. Here is the final version of the bracket. I do apologize for that. William Orrell versus Ian HING will be our first match. Trey Griffith versus Gabriel TIMPERLEY will be our second match. Billy WILLMOTH versus Tyler Hollis will be our third match. Kareef, Ullah versus Evan Cloud will be our fourth match. FINLEY NEWELL versus CAEDAN GONZALES will open up our fifth match. Spencer LATHE versus Naoki Sekine will be number 6. GIANNI BARLETTA versus Tyler Fanno will be number 7. And of course, Keng Ian versus Sarah Quinn to finish off our last match for the first round of competition. Now, some of you might be asking, where's Will Allen? Will Allen went 3-0 in the groups. Did he not qualify? Like, what happened? So, unfortunately, there was a bit of a personal situation with Will Allen, and it resulted in him not being able to compete today. It's unfortunate, but that is just the way that the world works sometimes. He did inform us days in advance, so we had enough time to find an adequate replacement, and I also updated and adjusted the bracket a little bit. So, a huge thank you to Caitlin Quinn for being able to jump in for the final day of competition on the spot. She will be going against Keng Ian round 1. It's, of course it's Keng Ian, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But another thing we also have to update for all of you guys is the current standings in the PYRA point rankings, because this is where it really matters at the end of the day. For the total competition, Evan Cloud still just barely standing at number 1 in the world with 522 points. And I say just barely because Keng Ian has been hot on his trails with a perfect group stage, 502 points, only 20 points away from overtaking him. So even one spot better in this competition will likely get Ian over the edge. William Orrell at 3rd with 376 points, and Trey Griffith at 4th with 268 points. And then we have 4 stackers that have their point values adjusted. Kareef, Ullah, and Will Allen from their group stage performances moved up 2 in the PPR. Naoki Sekine moved down 2 in the PPR. And we have a new spot in the PPR with Spencer LATHE with 120 points. This is also due to some of the point values from PYRA Cup First Strike having to be adjusted. There were too many points being given out for some of the stages in the group stage of PYRA Cup First Strike. So those point values were adjusted, and now Spencer LATHE enters the top 8 and could go even further today if he impresses with the competition. But with that out of the way, I think we're going to go to everybody's favorite segment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick welcome to our analysts here for the PCS Analyst Desk, presented by Advanced GG. And before we go any further, Ethan, we see you. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Nice to see you have a webcam there. Now, before we go into any of the analysis today, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of the PCS Analyst Desk and PYRA in general, Advanced GG. You'll actually be seeing me be sipping some of this delicious sour green apple throughout the stream. But the reason I want to bring it up today is that Advanced GG has done something awesome for us, because we have a giveaway for Advanced GG. We'll have a free tub and a free shaker to the first stacker that gets the correct prediction for PCS Double Down prediction. So if you have not made your prediction yet, you've got about 5 minutes to do it. In fact, we'll actually toss a link in chat for you guys so you guys can get one good last lick in there for your predictions. Make sure you make your predictions ASAP, pronto, on the dot. Rocky, I don't know, whatever words. Get your predictions in. If you haven't made your prediction already, make sure you get your prediction in, and make sure you put your name in there as well for the title so we know that it's your prediction, so that we can select you as the winner and get you your prizes. So we got some sweet prizes on the line, not only just for the stacker that gets the correct prediction, the first stacker that gets the correct prediction, but we might have some goodies for some of the runner-ups as well in the case that happens. But we're not here to talk all advanced products, even though I did make the advanced, pun intended, switch today. We are here to talk about the bracket that we have ahead of us. Gentlemen, we already showed the PCS Double Down elimination bracket, and we've got some spicy matches to talk through. And this is going to be a little bit more of just a run through of who we think is straight up winning these matches and advancing in the tournament and who we think isn't. Now, there are clear favorites to a lot of these matches, right? Like William Orrell, Ian Hing, Chen King, Sarah Quinn. We're going to have some favorites for all of these matches, but I want to talk about some of the matches that could be a little more contentious and matches that really will determine how the rest of this bracket is going to go. Now, I want to start with the first match that I think has a lot of upset potential, especially with how good that he has been stacking. Well, how good both of these stackers have been stacking, but with how one of these stackers finally was able to make it to playoffs and one of the new stackers in PYRA tournaments, Billy WILLMOTH versus Tyler Hollis. This is going to be the first match we're going to talk through and cover today. Gentlemen, I want to get your predictions and maybe a little bit more in-depth detail as to who is winning this match. We're going to start with Ethan today because we usually start with John, but let's start with Ethan this time around. Ethan, who do you have winning this match? Do you think this is going to be an upset win for Billy, or is Tyler just cleaning house?
Well, on Sunday, I watched a lot of Tyler, and, I had concerns about the fact that he has never really competed in a head-to-head bracket like this. Billy had some really dominant wins, and personally, I think that while that Billy obviously is a little bit more familiar with this format, I think Tyler overall is just the more experienced stacker, and I think that will probably work in his favor, so I would give that one to Tyler.
John, what do you think? Do you agree with Ethan here?
Prior to this competition, I probably would have said that lock in Tyler Hollis as the win, and he had come off victories at Cowtown and Hotlanta. In the group stage, he didn't perform as well as we probably would have expected. He went 3-2 with losses to both Trey, Griffith, and Tyler Fanno. So I guess it depends on who we get today. Do we get the Tyler Hollis that we know, that we've seen in the past couple of years, or do we get the Tyler Hollis from last week? If we get the Tyler Hollis from last week, I still give him the edge, but maybe it'll be closer than it would have been otherwise.
I agree. We've seen a very dominant version of Tyler Hollis in periods of stacking, but we need to see it today. He doesn't have an easy opponent, and he's got an opponent with a mindset of, hey, I've got everything to prove and nothing to lose. On top of that, the next matchup directly after that matchup is going to be a banger. Probably the spiciest matchup that we have in the entire first round bracket. It's Kareef Ullah versus Evan Cloud. And this is an important matchup as well for the rankings. Kareef Ullah, I believe, is number 5 in the rankings if we just last checked, which all these rankings are going to move around some way or the other. But Evan Cloud is the defending PYRA Cup First Strike champion. He is number 1 in the PPR right now. If he loses round 1, he's almost guaranteed to fall off that number 1 pedestal to either Chen King or William Orrell, or basically whoever wins this tournament. So this is a super important matchup for both of these stackers. Gentlemen, I want to hear your predictions here. Me personally, I believe in the Kareef Ullah supremacy. I had Evan Cloud as probably the predicted winner for the longest time, but Kareef, man, he went 3-0 last week, and he said he was sick. So if he shows up even better today in dominant form, I think he's taking it. But John, we'll start with you this time. Who you got?
Well, I think it's sort of a similar situation as the last match we talked about. Evan Cloud going into the tournament, clearly one of the favorites, but in the group stage, he ended up going 3-2, not his best day. He went 0-2 against competitors who are still stacking today. And Kareef, like you said, 3-0 in the group stage. I think this one's going to be a toss-up. I'd give a slight edge to Kareef after his group performance, but we'll see. It should be a good one.
And Ethan?
Well, with Evan Cloud, we saw it on Saturday. He went up 2-0 against FINLEY NEWELL, but then FINLEY ended up mounting a huge comeback in that set. So definitely not his best showing. With Kareef, despite being sick, going 3-0 is very impressive. Kareef, one of the great competitors in the history of our sport, has had some amazing results, even though he hasn't had the fastest times. So, you know, I look to that more than I look at that more than I look at the stacker's overall speed. And I think with how well Kareef performed despite his ailments, I think that he should be the favorite in the matchup.
Well, there you go. We have, I think, 3 across the board there for Kareef. And it's going to be a contentious matchup. It's got to be Evan Cloud stepping up, showing and showing out. And apparently from what my staff told me, he still needs to show up because he has not gotten into the Discord just yet. But don't worry, we'll get that put aside. We'll figure that out in the background either way, regardless. And, if he doesn't show up, that's on him. But let's talk about the next 2 matchups. Believe it or not, they are both directly in a row because they are 2 more contentious matchups and 2 exciting matchups at that. FINLEY NEWELL versus CAEDAN GONZALES is going to be our next matchup. And we've seen absolutely amazing stacking. Obviously, we talk about the reverse sweep against Evan Cloud, but also a 3-0 absolute smack in the face to Tristan Plamondon in the Group A stage as well. FINLEY is not messing around here, but CAEDAN has shown some great resiliency in this tournament as well. Gentlemen, who you got?
I'm gonna go with FINLEY. Before the tournament, I probably wasn't expecting too much of him. I hadn't seen him stack too much, but halfway through the group stage, I did say I was buying stock in his stacking, so I would give him the edge. Although the 3-0 victory over Tristan, I don't know if I take I'm looking at that with some skepticism because Tristan did not stack very well at all. I don't know how much he had practiced going into the group stage, but FINLEY did get that 3-2 win over Evan, and he also, to qualify in his last match, beat Gabriel TIMPERLEY. So 2 stackers that are competing today, he went 2-0 against.
Right. And you bring up some great points there. Ethan, what is your pick?
Well, FINLEY last week was just really such a nice surprise, really, for this competition. And I'm kind of on the same boat as John because we really hadn't seen FINLEY stack in a while, but he definitely showed up. The reverse sweep of Evan Cloud, definitely very impressive. One of the bigger upsets of the tournament. Obviously, I don't want to count out CAEDAN GONZALES. He had a great performance against Nathan Wood, especially. Where it was sort of back and forth throughout the whole match, but CAEDAN just ended up having the slight edge. I think that he's definitely a very solid competitor. Again, maybe not the fastest stacker, but being the fastest isn't all that matters in a competition like this.
Well, you both make some great points. We've got one more matchup, though, to talk about. And this is another important matchup because the winner of this matchup might just be the stacker that has to go against the winner of Tyler Fanno versus Keng Ian if we get there. So Spencer LATHE and Naoki Sekine, 2 great stackers, both in the top 8 in the world in the PPR right now. And 2 stackers that are looking to prove that they are here to play. They are 2 stackers that have just barely fallen short in previous competitions and 2 stackers that want to prove that they have what it takes to hang with the top dogs here. But only one of them is going to make it out of the top 16. Ethan, who you got?
We saw real potential from Naoki at PYRA Cup First Strike in Delaware. Definitely put together some amazing matches, especially against Evan Cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Spencer LATHE, actually, I had predicted to reach the top 4 of the bracket. And, with Will Allen opting out, I think that the path to top 4 definitely looks a lot clearer now. This, in my opinion, is the highlight match of the first round. Personally, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm a man of my word, so I'm gonna go with Spencer LATHE for this matchup and a little bit of an upset. I definitely think Naoki is a very formidable stacker, very consistent, but I think that Spencer's cycle consistency is just a tier above.
John, you have Naoki as the real dark horse candidate of the tournament, the guy, the stallion that you want to see go all the way, really compete with the top stackers, but he has to start here. Do you agree with Ethan here? Do you disagree with Ethan? Who's your pick?
I'm going to stick with Naoki. I do think that this does have the potential to be one of the matches that goes the distance. Spencer LATHE, he started off slow in the group stage, which possibly he did say he had some issues with his clock and daylight savings time and probably wasn't warmed up when he lost to Ian Hing 3-2. But after he did in that group stage, he went on to win the next two matches 3-0 against TJ Koneski and in a rematch against Ian Hing. So if that's what we see when Spencer Lace warmed up, I mean, maybe he can end up advancing and defeat my dark horse that I picked at the beginning of the tournament.
But you're sticking with your dark horse. You're sticking with your dark horse.
I'm expecting it to be a good one.
Expect it to be a good one, but I love the commitment there for John Scannell. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the conclusion of the PCS Analyst Desk for the beginning. Don't worry, you'll see these gentlemen back when we have cut our stackers in half from 16 stackers all the way down to 8 stackers. And we've got so much to see today. Championships are on the line. Money is on the line, which is always an important factor there. And we will be right back after the break. And after that, we'll be starting with our first matchup. It'll be William Orrell versus Ian Hing. See you there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series. Welcome back to PCS Double Down. I hope you are all having an amazing day so far. Now, I have some unfortunate news. Well, it's unfortunate in quotes because I'm not sure exactly what's going on right now because I have to figure things out in the background and I'm one human being. But from what I've been told by my staff, hold on a minute because... Okay, so what I'm being told by my staff, we are still actually missing 2 stackers right now. We are going to skip their matches until the very end, but after that, if they have not shown up and they are not here for the competition, there's nothing we can do about it. They are automatically disqualified from the tournament. This is life sometimes, so 2 stackers might actually get round 1 buys because that's how the tournament, that's unfortunately how things go. But... it looks like we have our round 1 matchup ready. It's going to be a spicy one. William Orrell versus Ian Hing for round number 1 for the very first match. So I believe we have a little bit of time before this match starts. But William Orrell, Ian Hing, this should be a very exciting matchup. This is a proving grounds match for Ian Hing for sure. But remember, it's first to win 5 rounds, so technically anything is possible, but... Again, who's really betting against William Orrell, you know? But you never know. You never know. This is competition at the end of the day, and it looks like we are about to get things started. I hope you all got your predictions then. I hope you got them locked in. Let's get ready, get set. Let's go. It is round number 1. William Orrell, Ian Hing.
PYRA, like in history.
Alt F4.
Oh, and we have switched.
All right, we're ready. Can we get a thumbs up from each of you?
All right, here we go. Round number 1. Oh, I'm sorry. They got the warm-up first. I don't even remember my own format. All right. You'd think I know it by this time, but no.
All right, this is round 1, and this is first to...
All right, round number 1. Ian Hing versus William Orrell. One on one side, one stacker on the other.
Hands on timers. Ready, set, go. Ian had a few deductions.
Orrell was clean.
Orrell was clean. Ian had a few deductions.
3 deduction has a 9.527. And William Orrell has a 5.779.
All right.
William Orrell takes round 1.
Very convincingly so. William Orrell takes the first round.
This is round 2. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Looked clean from Orrell. Orrell, I mean, what can you expect?
Ian has an 11.212 and William has a 6.289. William Orrell takes round 2. And this is round 3. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, so consistent from Orrell. Good lordy. 5.642.
And so was Orrell.
Ian has a 9.724 and William Orrell a 5.642.
Ooh.
William takes round 3 and this is round 4. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Oh my god. Orrell, show some mercy. He's making it look so easy. All right. Match point for Orrell. This is for top 8.
And William has a 5.741. William takes round 4, and this is round 5. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
I apologize for the lag from from Orrell's side. Nothing I can do about it. Ooh, it looked like there was a fumble there. 6.276 to 6.597. That is going to go in favor of William Orrell. That is a clean 5-0 from William Orrell. And unfortunately for Ian Hing, what can you do? That was kind of hard to watch. But that was just absolute and utter dominance from William Orrell. This is why people call him the greatest cup stacker of all time. That is a 5-0 sweep. Maybe the first of many for this bracket. It'll be 5-0 in favor of William Orrell. And now, William Orrell has secured a spot in top 8. Ian Hing, unfortunately, his time at PCS Double Down has ended. We're getting our next matchup ready right now. Our next matchup, I believe, is Trey Griffith versus Gabriel TIMPERLEY. I am being asked to step to the side for 1 minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, really quick break. We're going to go to a quick intermission. We will be right back for our next matchup. Please stay patient. Don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the quick break there. We had to sort out something in the background, but we seemed to be all good right now, so we're just getting our next matchup set up right away. I apologize for the wait. I believe it is Trey Griffith versus, I can't remember names today absolutely at all. Yeah, Trey Griffith versus Gabriel TIMPERLEY. So we're just figuring out a technical issue, I believe, on the side right now, and then we will be ready to go. I appreciate you all for your patience, and honestly, I'm excited to see this match. I think this match has huge upset potential. In fact, I mean, the thing is, your next match is against William Orrell either way. So you have to be consistent. You have to be on your A game. So we're just figuring that out right now. So just figuring it out right now. So I did fill out the bracket for William Orrell versus Ian Hing, and now it looks like we are getting our bracket ready. It looks like we're getting our bracket ready now. We got our next matchup ready. So we are switching. Okay. All right. It sounds like we're ready now. Let's move over to our next matchup. It is Trey Griffith, Gabriel TIMPERLEY on the line.
Tyler Fanno just messaged me saying he's coming.
Can we get a thumbs up for the camera one more time?
Yeah.
And you guys each get one warm up.
right, here we go. Round number 1, Gabriel Timperley, Trey Griffith to secure top 8 in the tournament.
Round 1. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
5.934 from one side and 5.958 from the other.
Gabriel has a 5.958 and Trey a 5.9.
Close round, but Trey gets round number 1.
Takes round 1.
Wow.
And this is round 2.
You ain't messing around either.
Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Uh-oh. A fumble. And Gabe is going to take complete advantage of that. 6.112. That's going to be round number 2 to Gabriel Timperley. Tied game now.
6.112 and Trey an 11.466. Gabriel takes round 2.
Okay, buddy.
This is round 3.
Keep it clean.
Stackers, I'm ready. Hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Round number 3. Who's going to take an early lead here? Remember, it's first to 5 rounds regardless. Either side here. I think there was a fumble there for Trey. Oh, and I fumble at the end. Oh, but it was only by .005. 6.231 to 6.236. Oh, Gabriel just barely gets the round. Oh, that was close.
Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready.
You can see they're actually watching the broadcast in the background, which is always very flattering. Ooh, that looked really good from Trey, and yep, it is going to be clean. 5.849 from Trey is going to tie the game up 2-2. This is a contentious game.
Trey takes round 4. This is round 5. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Oh, Trey looks like he's found his element. Good Lord. Woo! 5.774. That was so smooth from Trey. He's going to take another early lead here, 3-2.
Round 5. This is round 6.
Remember, this is the first to win 5 rounds, not a best of 5. Whoever wins 5 rounds first wins and advances.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, an early fumble there from Trey. Let's see if that's actually going to cost him. Oh, but another fumble from Gabriel Timperley, and it looks like Trey's got to close that out. Match point for Trey. One more round to secure it.
Gabriel has a 9.614 and Trey a 6.474. Trey takes round 6. And this is round 7. Stackers.
1 round for the win for Trey.
Hands on timers.
Gabriel's got to tie 3 to stay alive in the tournament.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, this looks like a close race here. Just as I say that, the fumble comes in. Trey Griffith, 5-2, is going to secure the win there. And it is going to be a 5-2 victory for Trey Griffith. Trey Griffith will move on in the tournament. For Gabriel Timperley, it is going to be a short end of the road for him. But good stacking from both of those guys. It was very close at the beginning, but Trey just ran away with the game there. And a huge victory there for Trey Griffith. That secures him top 8, and his next matchup is going to be against William Orrell. Not the matchup you would ideally want to be, like that's, it's the good news in the sense of you continue on, but the other news is, I got some bad news, bro. You're going against William Orrell round 2. There's a bit of a silver lining to that. to that prediction there, as you can tell. In fact, we can actually just take a look at the final bracket here, as you can probably tell. A little bit weirdly color-coded, but it doesn't change much either way.
Yeah, I'm just screaming.
Actually, I don't even know why the Discord is on in this scene. Excuse me. But we have what I believe to be our next matchup on the works, but there are the results of the first two matchups. Orrell, Trey, Griffith will be the next matchup coming up soon. And yeah, I'm super excited for this next matchup. As you saw it, Billy WILLMOTH, Tyler Hollis. This should be exciting, and it looks like both stackers are ready. So let's get moving.
We would push it back.
Right, so the next one after it will be Finley and CAEDAN. CAEDAN, yeah. All right, so can we get a thumbs up from both of you, please?
This is going to be an absolute banger.
No, it didn't work.
Oh, no. All right. Can we
Tyler Hollis, Billy WILLMOTH. Winner continues on to top 8. Loser is out. This is huge for both of these stackers. So much they want to prove. And Billy was feeling himself. But can he put it pen to paper? Billy WILLMOTH on the left, Tyler Hollis on the right.
When ready, hands on timers.
Round number 1. Here we go.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, an early fumble there from Tyler. That's going to give Billy such a huge breathing room lead, and he will capitalize on it. 5.893. Billy, a very convincing first round, even with the fumble.
Billy has a 5.893 and Tyler a 9.943. Billy takes round 1, and this
I'm happy with that. That's fine.
is round 2.
Congratulations, Billy. Yeah, at least got a round. But hey, who knows? Baby Billy gets the next 4 in a row.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, this looks close from both stackers. He's going to be able to close this out. Oh, the 1-10-1 to Billy. It's going to cost him. Tyler will take a round in return. 5.777. Lucky number 7.
9.387 and Tyler a 5.777. Tyler takes round 2. And this is round 3. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
All right. Again, who's going to take the early lead in this run?
Go.
Oh my God. Tyler has found his element. That was amazing. Super consistent. 5.645. This is the Tyler Hollis we wanted to see. That was so smooth.
5.645. Tyler takes round.
And remember, this is the battle for US versus EU.
Why can't I get the
NA versus EU. Who's going to come out on top? Tyler with the current lead.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, a 6-6 fumble there from Tyler, and that should give Billy the round there. It will. Billy will tie things up.
And so was Tyler.
Billy has a 5.960 and Tyler an 8.24.
Will we reach a round number 9 here? Will stackers allow us to go to a round 9?
Is round 5.
Or is it just going to be consistent blowouts?
On timers.
There's 2-2 last match as well. Who's going to run away with it?
Set,
Or will they run away with it? Let's find out. Ooh, a fumble there from Tyler on that 6-6. But for almost from both stackers, who's going to close this out? I think that goes to Billy, but I'm not sure.
It was clean.
Oh, it did. Just a little bit of lag on the side of Tyler. That's going to be an early lead to Billy. 3-2. Is Billy going to be able to run away with this?
Is round 6.
Tyler
Stackers,
needs 3. Billy needs 2.
hands on timers.
Anything is possible here.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, you can see the hands shaking. This is where you got to prove yourself. Super consistent from both sides. I'm not sure. Oh, the 1-10-1 for Billy.
It was clean.
There you go. 3-3. This is a close matchup, ladies and gentlemen. 5.781. Just keeps going back and forth.
Right?
I'm
Right,
shaking.
so 5.781. Okay. Tyler takes round 6, and this is round 7.
You can see Billy. The nerves. I feel you there, man. I get nervous just watching people stack now. I can't imagine what it's like in this type of environment. Because I get nervous, too, just going up to a table and stacking.
Go.
All right. Ooh, fumble on the 6-6 from Tyler. I'm not sure who got that. It looks like it went to Tyler.
It was clean.
It did. It did go to Tyler 4-3, and you can even see Tyler is shaking himself. This is intense. This could go either way, but it's currently leaning to Tyler. Match point for him. 1 run away from eliminating Billy.
When ready, hands on timers.
Billy, everything to prove, nothing to lose. This is the moment where you got to step things up.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, a fumble on the 6-6 again from Tyler Hollis, but it looks like he closed it out. I'm not sure, though. 5.894? 6.057. Oh, hold on a minute. It may have been a little laggy, but we're going to a round 9, ladies and gentlemen.
Whatever happens, this is a good match. Whatever happens.
Whatever happens, this is a good match. That is correct. Tyler Hollis, Billy WILLMOTH, both 1 round away from qualifying, 1 round away from being eliminated. Round 9. Here we go.
Hands on timers.
For top 8 in the tournament to stay alive. Who's it going to be?
Set, go.
Ooh, that looked good from both stackers. 5.762. 5.761 to 1,000th of a second. Are you kidding me? To 1,000th of a second. It couldn't have been any closer. Oh my God. We have just witnessed stacking history in the making. Tyler Hollis. That's what legends are made of. Oh my goodness. To the 1,000th of a second, Tyler Hollis stays alive. This is what the sport is about. If anybody ever asks you, is this sport truly competitive? How do you even do this? It's just stacking cups. How can you consider this a sport? Show them that clip. Show them that clip right there and let them know this is what the best of the best looks like. That's where the legends of the sport are made. Tyler Hollis, by the skin of his teeth, stays alive in the tournament. And Billy... oh my, Billy, you're so annoyed. I would be so mad. But at the same time, you gotta be proud. You pushed one of the best stackers in the world to 1,000th of a second. 0.001 was the difference of that match. That's gonna be everywhere by the end of the day. Nothing tops that. That might already be contending for match of the day. I'm shaking. Again, this is why I should be retired. I'm shaking, and I was watching the match. I'm already out of breath. And by the way, that was the 3rd match of the day. We've got so many more matches to go through for the rest of the day, and huge congratulations to Billy. He pushed himself so hard. He pushed Tyler all the way, one of the best stackers in the world. I don't even know what to say. That was absolutely amazing stacking from both stackers. Neither of them should be holding their heads down. Hold your heads up high, boys. You earned it. That was phenomenal out of both of yous. That could have gone either way. Could have been a 5-3 to one way. Could have been a 5-3 to the other. Oh my God. My heart can't take this anymore. Oh. And by the way, again, 3rd match of the day. And speaking of which, our 4th matchup is supposed to be Kareef Ullah versus Evan Cloud. We're still waiting on Evan Cloud, so we're going to give him a little bit more time. So we are actually going to move to our next matchup. It's going to be FINLEY NEWELL versus CAEDAN Gonzalez. I know. How can we even move away from that match? I feel like we need like a live action shot replay. If I had the technology for that, and I actually had a team of people who could help me sort that thing out, I would 100% be doing it. But again, if you missed that moment in stacking history, I feel sorry for you because you missed something amazing. But we got to move on here. Let's move on to our next match. FINLEY NEWELL, CAEDAN Gonzalez. This should be a spicy match.
That last matchup was insane. Just gonna say it.
Yeah, that was insane. Oh my God.
All right, Kian, are we good to go?
We're good to go.
All right, we have already done our 1 warm-up. So stackers, this is round 1 against CAEDAN Gonzalez and FINLEY NEWELL. Stackers, when ready, hands on timer.
All right, 1st to 5. CAEDAN Gonzalez, FINLEY NEWELL.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, multiple fumbles out of both. Who's gonna close this?
CAEDAN was clean.
Woo! From that last match, that was like a stark difference of.
Right. CAEDAN has a 7.89.
Oh man, stark difference there. But CAEDAN does close that round out.
Takes round 1. And this is round 2. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, fumbles out of both of these stackers. Man, this is going to be an answer of who gets their cups down first. I think it's going to be CAEDAN, but I can't even tell at this point. Yeah, it will be CAEDAN. CAEDAN Gonzalez, an early 2-0 lead. Finley has a deduction either way.
CAEDAN has a 9.798 and Finley a 12.605. CAEDAN takes round 2. Stackers, this is round 3. So when ready, hands on timers.
Finley's got to get some rounds on the board, or CAEDAN's going to start running away with this, but got to make sure your cups stay up in one spot at first.
Set, go. CAEDAN was clean.
And Finley was clean.
Ooh, that was a close match from both of those guys. 6.25 to 6.11. It is going to go the way of Finley, though. Finley will get a round on the board.
This is round 4. Stackers, when you're ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, this is where Finley looks like he's starting to level up a little bit. That was consistent. That was clean. 5.907 to win the round there. We're all tied up.
Finley was clean.
Kian has a 9.913 and Finley a 5.907. Finley takes round 4, and this is round 5. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
All right, who's going to take the early lead here? I think that was clean from Finley. Well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it was.
Assume Finley's was clean, even though the camera fell.
Even if it, I mean, even if that is a deduction somewhere, Finley should still comfortably win it.
I hope you're being honest. It's okay. Kian has an 8.560, and Finley, show the time one more time.
Yep, hold on.
618.
Okay, 618, 3.
The water bottle,
So
Finley.
Finley takes round 5, and this is
He's
round
really
6.
struggling to keep this camera up.
Alright.
Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, good starts from both of these guys. Oh, but a fumble from both of these guys. Well, that seems like it's been the story all series, because it has. And that looks like CAEDAN ran away with it.
CAEDAN has a 7.
Tied game yet again.
And Finley a 9.032. CAEDAN takes round 6, and this is round 7.
Shoutouts to Peter Ford in the chat. Hopefully Finley wins some money so we can buy a tripod. We love Peter.
Ready, set, go. CAEDAN was clean.
5.952 from Finley, and that looks like it's going to be Finley closing the series out.
Show the time one more time. A 5.952. Finley takes round, was that round 7? So this is round 8. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
Match point for Finley. CAEDAN needs to tie together 2 in a row.
Go.
Ooh, a fumble though. Is the camera falling over again? Yeah, that's gonna be clean for CAEDAN. And we're going to another round 9. If your blood pressure wasn't already high, don't worry. We got you. Another round 9 on the books. Who is moving on to top 8? Who is going out now?
Takes round 8, and this is round 9. Stackers, anything can happen. So when you're ready, hands on timers.
Anything is possible. And again, this is where the legends of the sport are made. All right?
Ready.
This is where it happens.
Set, go.
Ooh, an early lead there for CAEDAN. He just has to snowball it, and it looks like he will. A huge upset here for CAEDAN. Finley is not able to make it happen, and there is representation for CAEDAN Gonzalez. A 5-4 victory convincingly in those last 2 rounds. CAEDAN will continue on in the tournament, and Finley Newell, maybe a bit shockingly, has ended his run here at PCS Double Down. He has been eliminated. Quite unfortunate for Finley, because a lot of people A lot of people's brackets just got absolutely skewered just by that one matchup alone. A huge upset win there for CAEDAN. We love to see it. We love to see some upsets. We love to see some big names in there. But for Finley, absolutely amazing stacking all of Group A and amazing stacking here today. Absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. You're going against the best stackers, you know, so nothing, you know, nothing to cry about. You did good. You made it to top 16 at least. Hey, there are a lot of stackers that didn't even make it to today. But guess what? You know what? We can sub about it all we want. We've got another matchup ready in the books, it seems. Our next matchup to secure a spot in top 8, Naoki Sekine versus Spencer LATHE. Let's get right into it. We're getting to the warm-ups, and let's see who can run away with this matchup. This is a huge match right here.
All right, Kian, we're good?
Yep.
All right. Stackers, this is round 1 against Naoki Sekine and Spencer LATHE.
Naoki to your left, Spencer to your right.
Hands on the timer.
For a spot in the top 8.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, Naoki looking good right now. That looks so smooth. 5.853 with a fumble. Good first round for Naoki.
Spencer a 6.913. Naoki takes round 1. Stackers, this is round 2. And ready, hands on timers.
Spencer has to bounce back here. Let's see if he can tie some rounds together, or if Naoki's just going to run away with this. Ooh, early fumbles from Naoki. Oh, now wasn't sure if Spencer was actually going to be able to close that out, but he does. It's going to be a tie game now.
Spencer was clean.
Naoki has a 9.577, and Spencer a 7.377. Spencer takes round 2. Stackers, this is round 3. When ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Oh my god, Naoki. When Naoki is stacking consistently, he is going to be dangerous. 566. And that's a good 2-1 lead here.
Naoki was clean. And Spencer was clean as well.
Yes.
Naoki has a 5.668 and Spencer a 12.803. Naoki takes round 3, I believe that was.
Round 3.
All right. Stackers, this is round 4.
All right, round number 4 here. 2-1 lead for Naoki. If Naoki can just keep pushing the speed and can keep some consistency alongside it, he's going to be dangerous
Go.
for the rest of this tournament. Ooh, but that's where the consistency comes into play. And even though Spencer is fumbling a little bit as well, there's not as much. Naoki trying to go out in style, but he does have a stack station there.
Spencer was clean.
Naoki has a 13.197 as Spencer 6.761. Spencer takes round 4, and this is round 5. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Uh, 8.880 to 8.872 by 0.008. Naoki takes the round and takes the lead.
8.880. Naoki takes round 5. Stackers, this is round 6. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
That's what we love to see from both stackers, but I think Naoki, yeah, over the line there, super fast. And that's what Spencer just cannot counter right now. Naoki, when he is consistent, he is fast. It's just so hard to beat for Spencer right now. Spencer needs to up it in the speed. And the speed and the consistency in both senses. Basically, he's more so banking on Naoki messing up. But right now, it's match point for Naoki to move to top 8.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, a fumble there from Naoki early. I feel like that's the story of this entire tournament, but it's not going to matter. Spencer does not pick up the cups at the end. He cannot close it out. Naoki capitalizes on the inconsistencies of Spencer, and it's going to be a 5-2 victory for Naoki. Naoki, Sekine, amazing stacking, so fast. If he can just continue to push the consistency with Naoki, like if Naoki can continue with his consistency, he is absolutely a threat in the rest of this bracket right now. I'm super excited to see what he can continue to do. And for Spencer, I mean, again, that was just, Naoki was just faster. As much as I hate to be like that guy, Naoki was just faster today. Naoki was just the better stacker in the moment. And Naoki will continue on. Spencer LATHE has been eliminated from PCS Double Down in top 16. But a good showing from him. A good showing. Some key takeaways there. I think both stackers need to work on their consistency, but I think Spencer just got matched speed-wise and could not catch up. And that's what costed him. But it looks like we have our next matchup ready. Oh, I'm excited. I'm super excited for this matchup. Our dark horse Cinderella run of GIANNI BARLETTA versus the most promising upcoming stacker right now. It is GIANNI BARLETTA, Tyler Fanno. GIANNI to your left, Tyler to your right.
Okay, one moment, sorry. Ian, are we good to go?
Yes, we are.
All right, awesome. We already have done our one warm-up, so stackers, this is round 1. Ready, hands on timer.
Now, we were worried because Tyler Fanno did not show up on time. He is here, and he seems to be ready. But you never know. Oh, okay, never mind. Tyler Fanno's ready. A little fumble, but even then, that was convincing.
7.694, and Tyler a 6.313.
I apologize. The names are wrong. I don't know what happened. I don't think the name saved. It didn't. That's why. Okay. I apologize. The names did not save. The names are wrong. There we go.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, early fumbles out of GIANNI yet again. And even the fumbles out of Tyler. He's just going faster. That's the big problem right now with Tyler Fanno, is that he's just faster right now.
GIANNI had a deduction. Apologies. But Fanno was
and GIANNI apparently is recording from his Samsung microwave. Oh, never mind. Okay, it went from Samsung microwave to Android real quick.
This is round 3. Stackers, one ready. Hands on timers.
Round number 3. Can Tyler keep pushing?
Set, go.
I feel like with GIANNI's camera, it's just whenever it sees motion, freaks out. Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because Tyler Fanno is stacking like that. 5.617. Almost a full second faster than GIANNI's time. Ooh.
Takes round 3.
Making mincemeat out of GIANNI right now. Give him some mercy, Tyler.
Ready. Hands on timers.
Keng was saying he's most worried in this tournament about not William Orrell, not Tyler Hollis, but Tyler Fanno. And you can start to see why. Look at how fast this kid is going right now. Even with the fumbles in place, 6.158, he's still consistent as all hell, other than one small fumble here or there with his bottom cup. He is just wiping the GIANNI actually would have won that, but he did have a deduction, so that gives the round to Tyler because of the 1 second deduction there. So 4-0. Tyler not playing games.
Ready.
Woo!
Set. Go.
And Tyler trying to close this out in 5. And oh my goodness, he has 5.488. GIANNI's gonna go out in some style. That is a clean 5-0 clinic from Tyler Fanno. That was absolutely disgusting from Tyler Fanno. And if you're Keng in, you're getting your hand warmers, you're getting your hands massaged right now. You're massaging your shoulders. You're making sure every single part of your body is ready because Tyler Fanno ain't here to play games. He understands very well his competition that he's got coming up. And speaking of which, we are talking about Keng in because we have one more matchup for our round 1 matches. And then we go to a quick intermission. We go back to the analyst desk and we talk about the matches we've seen, unless we get our final matchup after that, the one matchup we've skipped, but we'll talk about that later. But man, Tyler Fanno is here to stack. He wasn't here to stack in the beginning, and we started to get worried that he wasn't like gonna show up at all. But he's here to stack, and he's here to dominate because that looked amazing. That looked super clean. What a showing from Tyler Fanno. But we got one more matchup at least in the round 1 matches. It's going to be Keng Ian versus Caitlin Quinn. Caitlin Quinn, you know, filling in for... I can't put words together. Filling in for Will Allen, and that did shuffle the bracket a little bit, but I do believe we have our matches ready to go.
Kian, who just left? Never mind. Kian didn't leave, but PYRA.
We're just getting this matchup ready now.
All right. Kian, tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Awesome. Can we get one warm-up from each of you?
One more for both of these stackers.
All right. This is round 1 against Keng Ian and Caitlin Quinn. Stackers, when you're ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
All right. And
Ian was clean.
what a shocker. Ian wins round 1 with absolute dominant fashion.
5.556. Keng Ian takes round 1. This is round 2. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh.
Ian was clean.
5.620 from Ian. My
Ian
goodness.
5.620 and Caitlin and 8.268. Ian takes round 2. This is round 3. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
Ian not messing around here.
Set, go.
Oh my god.
Okay, 5.285. Ian, come on. Let Caitlin have one round. Come on, Ian. Let her have a round.
5.285.
Almost doubling her times.
10.434. Ian takes round 3. And this is round 4. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. Fumbles after fumbles from Keng Ian and Sarah and Caitlin Quinn. But I don't think it matters. Because if Caitlin's fumbling, there's no room for her to actually get one on Keng Ian. And yeah, 8.534. You gotta take advantage is when they're given to you, Sarah. Sarah? Why do I keep saying Sarah? Caitlin, excuse me. There's 2 of them, and I see Quinn, and I automatically think Sarah. I apologize. I apologize. Is this gonna be another 5-0 in the books? Let's find out.
Set, go.
Yeah, that's gonna be another 5-0 in the books. Keng Ian, 5-2-0, an absolute slaughter. It was not even close. But good games to Caitlin Quinn. Unfortunately, just not enough. In fact, it wasn't even close. I don't think on any of those rounds. But huge thank you to Caitlin Quinn for actually coming into the tournament, for actually being here to ensure we still had 16 stackers for our bracket. And I do have good news. We did have to skip a match initially. It was Kareef Ullah versus Evan Cloud because we were missing a stacker. We are going to go to a quick intermission, and then I believe we will have that matchup ready. So give us just about 2 minutes, and we will be right back with that matchup in just a moment. See you guys in a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series and welcome back to PCS Double Down. I apologize for the wait. We just got word back that Evan Cloud is here. He is competing. So that was our big worry, is that we hadn't heard a single thing from Evan Cloud. Basically, up until about 20 minutes ago when he hopped in, or not even 20 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, excuse me. And by the way, it happens. Please don't blame anybody. It's, you know, it's how the world is sometimes. I think Evan Cloud either overslept or maybe just completely forgot that he was competing today. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. He's got a super strong competitor regardless either way, Kareef Ullah. My bracket prediction, my dark horse candidate run for the entire tournament, I'm super excited to see what both of these guys can do competition-wise, because I think this is the biggest setting the tone matchup for the tournament. The winner of this matchup goes against Tyler Hollis to secure top 4. The loser of this tournament, the loser of this match, you're out. You're done. And remember, Evan Cloud is the #1 ranked stacker in the PPR right now. #1 in the world. If he loses this match, it's almost guaranteed he falls down from that #1 spot. And it would be upsetting to see for sure. But he's got a super difficult opponent round 1 either way. Kareef has been lights out competing recently. And this is the matchup that we've been talking about. It's been like the big marquee matchup. I think the predictions went all the way leaning Kareef. And now especially so because we're not super sure what's actually going to happen. You know, like what could happen either way. And also especially like what's the situation with Evan right now. We don't know for sure. We're not going to speculate too much. But I'm super excited to see Kareef compete either way. It's super nice to see him compete. And also, fun fact, this is also the thumbnail for the broadcast. It's Evan versus Kareef. Just because we knew this matchup was coming up, and we knew that it was going to be a super spicy matchup. This is one of the most bracket-defining matchups that we have for the rest of this tournament. We got about another minute until both of our stackers are ready. We gave them about another 5 minutes just to warm up, just so we could keep the competitive integrity. We can make sure everybody's warmed up. We do have a little bit more, not spare time, but, you know, we have a little bit more breathing room than we initially speculated with this bracket. So we're okay with a couple technical difficulties here and there. We're okay with giving people some breathing room when they need it. Remember, competitive integrity is the most important thing for us here at PYRA. We want everybody to compete at their 100%, at their very best. And especially in situations where you got to wake up at 9 in the morning. Half of these stackers have woken up at 6 in the morning. I woke up at 6 in the morning today just to get this broadcast ready. I don't even compete anymore. And you know what? Watching some of those matches back, that Billy versus Tyler match, that's going down in history. 100%. 100%. But, like, I got nervous watching the match. I couldn't imagine what it was like for them actually competing in the match. But it looks like our warm-ups are done. It looks like both of our stackers are just about ready. I'm going to make the call to everybody that we are ready to get our match underway. Kareef Ullah versus Evan Cloud.
Awesome. Can we just get an unmute from both of you? Can just both of you to unmute? Awesome. Can we get a thumbs up from both of you? Awesome. And we're ready to go, right?
We're good? Yep.
All right. Can we get one warm-up from each of you?
One warm-up names on the screen. Kareef Ullah to the right, Evan Cloud to the left. This is for a spot in the top 8 to compete against Tyler Hollis later in the tournament.
All right. Stackers, this is round 1. Ready? Hands on timers.
Round number 1. Who's going to start with an early lead?
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, looks super smooth from both stackers. Oh, that looked clean. 5.923, 5.823 by 0.1 seconds. Oh, these matches are so close. And this is the first matchup we've got between both of these guys. Evan starts with a 1-0 lead.
Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, early fumble there from Evan, and Kareef, Mr. Consistent. Is he gonna put this together? Hello? Oh no! Evan took advantage of it! Oh no, Kareef, you had the win in the palm of your hands! What happened? Bro, I was gassing Kareef up about how consistent he is. Then he can't put the final 3 cups together into 10. Caster's curse is on full lock, as you can tell. A 2-0 lead for Evan.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, but another early fumble for Kareef. This time he's got to close it out, right? Yes, he does. Okay. Thank God. Mr. Consistent is still in the house. He just had a brief departure for a couple minutes. He had to go get some food. Happens.
And Kareef, a 5.976. Kareef takes round 3. This is round 4.
All right, round number 4. Down 1-2 for Kareef. Evan up 2-1. Who's going to capitalize on this round? This is a huge tone setter for the rest of this match.
Set. Go.
Ooh, early fumble there from both stackers in that 3-6-3 on the 3 and on the 6. The 6, speaking of which, fumbling for Kareef. Both of these guys are fumbling massively, but I think Evan is going to close that out. Just barely, he will. Evan hops right in, and he is taking it to town. Man, it's not clean, though. Man, battle of the 10s, and Evan somehow is winning.
That was 4. I apologize. This is round 5. Stackers, when ready. Hands on timer.
Can Kareef bounce back? Can he get some consistent, clean rounds on the board? Or is Evan just going to run away with this?
Go.
Ooh, early fumble yet again from Evan. Fumble on the 6-6. Is Evan going to be able to speed this up? I think, yep, Kareef was able to close that out. Only one small fumble on that 6-6. But you can even see, even the most consistent stackers, look at Kareef's hand. He is shaking a little bit. The nerves get to you.
This is round 6.
The nerves get to you. When you know there's big money on the line, when you know the points are on the line, and you're going against the best, Kareef tie things up.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, super huge fumble there for Evan, excuse me. Oh, but Kareef doesn't stop the stack. Oh, and Evan's gonna capitalize again. Kareef throws away a round he had won. Oh, Kareef, you're beating yourself over the head for that one. Evan wins the round. Match point for Evan, elimination point for Kareef. Kareef has to win 5 in a row. But this is where we've seen Evan at some of his worst. He has to close this out.
Set. Go.
Ooh, early fumble there from Kareef, and Kareef is just not picking things up. 582 from Evan, and Evan will close it out.
Evan was clean.
Woo! But man, he was on the edge of his seat half the time. So many rounds there. If they go the other way, if those 2 rounds for Kareef basically threw away the lead, if those 2 rounds go the other way, this is what? It's a 4-3 lead for Kareef, you know? And then who knows what's happening. But Evan took it to town. He understood the objective at hand. He had to be the faster stacker. And even though a lot of that was not convincing, again, it's a bit shaky on the practice there, but it's got to be Evan Cloud closing it out. And there goes my entire bracket because I had Kareef Ullah as the dark horse for the entire tournament, and he goes out top 16. But we'll have more to talk about our brackets, how they are already chalked, and even more after the break. We'll be right back with the PCS Analyst Desk presented by Advanced GG. We'll see you guys in just a couple of minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series, and welcome back to the PCS Analyst Desk, presented by Advanced GG. Gentlemen, what a set of first-round matches we had. We have to talk about a lot of them, but oh my god, let's just get straight to the point. Billy WILLMOTH, Tyler Hollis, round 9, 0.001 is the difference between winning and losing for both of those stackers. And for Tyler Hollis, we were worried that, you know, it was going to be a bit of a shaky road for him because he didn't look too promising. Like, he didn't look 100% at PCS Double Down for Group B. He went 3-2. And Billy surprised a lot of people. He not only qualified, but he qualified 3-1. This matchup, it kept going back and forth. I thought that Tyler had that matchup, you know, ready and closed out, and then Billy came back. We go to that round 9, 0.001 difference, and Tyler just barely gets it. But I want to hear from both of you. Ethan, where should Billy's head be at right now?
Well, you know, when I talked about Tyler, you know, I had concerns about his experience with the format, the head-to-head format. I was worried about Rust, so much for Rust, obviously. But, you know, with Billy going 3-1 in the qualifying round, taking it to the final match with Tyler Hollis, who's one of the all-time greats in the sport, I think is very impressive and very commendable. Definitely should keep his head up high. And, you know, for what it's worth, I think that was probably one of the greatest moments in stacking history. Definitely, in my opinion, that's not just the best match of the tournament today. It's been the best match of this tournament altogether. So I think that that's definitely commendable in of itself.
And I'd say so far, at least from my side, I think that's the best match we've ever seen in PYRA history, period. I think if it's not the best, I mean, we still have more matches to go, so who knows? Maybe it gets even spicier down the line. But something else I want to talk about is that matchup, Kareef versus Evan. Obviously, we weren't even positive if Evan was going to show up. He does last second. He gets an extra 5 minutes to warm up, and it looks like those 5 minutes were just enough to slip by. But you just got to think about this, John. I want to bring this to you. Kareef, I think he slipped the bag a little bit, but what do you think?
Yeah, he looked a little uncharacteristic. He had a couple of leads that he should have been able to close out easily. Maybe he couldn't hear where Evan was in his stack and didn't know how much of a lead he had. But there was at least 2 times when he should have easily closed it out, and he just didn't. And that might have been the difference in the end. But good job to Evan. He had not a lot of time to warm up, and he was able to win pretty convincingly.
And that is the point at the end of the day. You can be as fast as you want to be. You can be as consistent as you want to be, but it doesn't matter if you're not the one that's winning these matches. And speaking of which, let's take a quick look at our bracket real quick. Fourth PCS Double Down Elimination Bracket. You can see William Orrell with a 5-0 dominant victory over Ian HING. And Trey Griffith with a 5-2 victory over Gabriel TIMPERLEY. Of course, that marquee matchup, Tyler Hollis, Billy WILLMOTH, 5-4 in Tyler's favor. Evan versus Kareef. Evan closes it out in 7. So we'll see Tyler Hollis versus Evan Cloud. That's going to be a banger. And then CAEDAN Gonzalez with a 5-4 victory. Surprisingly, a huge upset against FINLEY NEWELL. And I think that chalked basically almost everybody's brackets right there and then. Naoki Sekine with a 5-2 victory over Spencer, and then 2 back-to-back 5-0s. Tyler 5-0 over Gianni, and then Shang-Ian 5-0 over Caitlin Quinn. We've seen some dominant victories here today. That's, I think, what was that? 3 or 4 different 5-0s in the first round of the bracket alone, but I think it's fair to say I'm not sure we've seen too many more 5-0s in the rest of this bracket with just the level of competition we still have to go. But let's take a look at our next 4 matches we have lined up. William Orrell, Trey Griffith. Now, it's suffice to say, William Orrell is the stacker to beat. Other than Sekine, he is the stacker at the top of the bracket that everybody is looking at as the best stacker right now. But he's got a formidable opponent. Trey Griffith has looked so good when he is in form, when he understands what the objective is ahead of him. Gentlemen, let's go with your predictions. Who you got here?
For me, it's hard to bet against William Orrell. He's steamrolled through the competition so far. He only has 1 single race loss, and that came in the first match of the first day against Alex Penman.
First round loss. That's the only round loss he had.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so he's 14-1 in individual races so far this tournament. But Trey Griffith, he's probably one of the fastest stackers Williams had to go against so far in this tournament. So I still think William Orrell should win, but I think he's going to add to the loss total. He's not going to win this one 5-0, I don't think.
Let's hope so at the very least. We want to see some spicy matches. Ethan, who do you got for this one?
Yeah, with William Orrell, he's really dominated the competition up until this point, and Trey's obviously had a very impressive run thus far. And it's not like William is, it's not like William has just beat up, in bad competition. There's great competition all throughout. I would say personally, it's hard for me to count against William Orrell in this round.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to be the one guy that stands out and goes with the upset pick of Trey Griffith. But I gotta be realistic as well here. I mean, it's so hard to bet against the greatest stacker of all time, the absolute GOAT, until anybody, puts it to his face and says otherwise. But let's look at our next matchup here. Tyler Hollis versus Evan Cloud to secure top 4 in the tournament. This is going to be a banger matchup. And this is a very important match for both of these stackers as well. You have to understand, what's really at stake here. We talked about it previously, but there's so many points in the PPR that are going to be either won or lost with the continuation of this tournament. Tyler just barely squeaked out against Billy WILLMOTH, but Evan, when he got up 4-2, it was just a very convincing way to close the match. And I was happy to see him actually close in convincing fashion, whereas a lot of the times we weren't able to see that out of him, where he would have a lead and then just begin to throw it away. So it was nice to see him have a lead and just close things out. But it's not going to matter if he doesn't get the lead in the first place, and I want to know your guys' thoughts on this one. Evan Cloud, Tyler Hollis, Ethan, who you got?
So obviously, probably have to eat my words a little bit when I said that Tyler didn't have too much experience with the head-to-head format.
Right.
That being said, I think that this is definitely going to be a hotly contested one. I think that it has a good chance to go until round 9. Personally, with Evan being the #1 PR stacker, it's hard for me to really count against him. So, I'm sure it might be a little bit unpopular considering Tyler's streak of great tournament results, and I think he has a good chance to win this, but personally, I'm going to go with Evan Cloud. I just think that, really showed just his sheer consistency and speed, even with very little practice, which is, it's hard to count against that.
And John, what do you think about this matchup? Is this where Tyler Hollis finally gets his stretch into a PCS title of his own, or is Evan Cloud going to try and stay the #1 PPR stacker in the world right now? Who do you think's got it?
Well, I think both these stackers are coming into the competition confident. After last week, both of them had underperformed in the group stage, but they both, Evan Cloud won pretty convincingly. Tyler Hollis had that adrenaline boost in victory over Billy WILLMOTH. So I expect to be a tight one. I'm going to give a slight edge to Tyler Hollis. So that's going to be my pick.
All right, a little bit of a different split here. We got one predicting one way, one predicting the other. Personally, I don't know. This is such a toss-up for me. I feel like this could really go either way. It's just who has the momentum and who rolls off with it. There's one thought of me that's like, well, Evan Cloud, if he gets a huge lead in the beginning, does he hold on to that lead? And same thing vice versa. I've seen some of Evan Cloud's best moments when he is down like 0-2, 0-3, that type of thing. And that's where he performs at some of his best. So how is he going to be able to perform, and how is he going to keep his mental game in it? And how is Tyler going to perform after that absolute nail-biter of a match versus Billy? But let's look at our next matchup here. CAEDAN Gonzalez versus Naoki Sekine. A bit of a shocker for CAEDAN to actually make it here. It was close. It was a round 9 victory over FINLEY NEWELL. But most people's brackets are already chalked by the fact that FINLEY didn't win that match. But amazing performance there from CAEDAN. Exactly what we needed to see out of him. And Naoki, I think if he can continue to be, continue to improve his consistency throughout this tournament, maybe shake off those nerves a little bit, he absolutely is a contender that can fight with the likes of Kian and Tyler Hollis and Evan Cloud. But I want to hear from you guys. John, we'll start with you this time. CAEDAN Gonzalez, Naoki Sekine, who you got?
I'd have to go with Naoki, but CAEDAN Gonzalez, he was impressive in that 5-4 victory over FINLEY. One thing, I haven't talked too much about CAEDAN this tournament, but one thing I wanted to point out is, according to his YouTube channel, he has 1,400 career 5s.
Wow.
So he
knows his 5s.
He knows something about getting fast times. So
That's impressive.
I don't want to count him out. I've counted him out a lot in this tournament. I still think Naoki's got the advantage, but hopefully this will be a good matchup.
Ethan, we know John is just a little bit biased towards Naoki for these matches, but want to hear from you. Do you see a Cinderella story here for CAEDAN?
Well, first off, I just want to say I regret nothing in picking Spencer. You did great, buddy. And maybe this is a Cinderella story. We see this every year in just about every sport. I think in watching CAEDAN, he definitely has that comeback factor. He can fall behind, but he can just as easily claw his way back into these matches. I think that he is going to have to be a little careful with that because for a lot of stackers, they feed off that momentum. And Naoki is definitely one of those stackers who, if he gets a sizable advantage in the counting, then he could definitely just take off and run with it. So personally, it's hard for me to count out against Naoki. John definitely got the upper hand on me in that prediction there, but I think that Keng could definitely keep it close. It's hard for me to count out Naoki in this match.
And we got one more match to talk about here before we take a quick intermission and then go back to some matches to actually watch. It's Tyler Fanno, Keng, Ian. Ian specifically told me that this was the one stacker he was worried about competing against. Not Orrell, not Tyler, not Evan. This kid right here, Tyler Fanno. He is the real deal. He's been so consistent so far in this tournament. And Keng, Ian, he is not going to be able to have a walk in the park. He has to turn the dial up to 100. Gentlemen, is this the real Cinderella story here for Tyler Fanno? Ethan, we'll start with you on this one. Who you got?
In watching their last matchup, Tyler definitely held his own. Ended up taking a match off Keng, Ian. And then from there, it was just it was just kind of a runaway for Keng, Ian. But I think that maybe Tyler just needs to get in his rhythm, and I think if Keng, Ian is worried, and he says that he's worried about going up against Tyler Fanno, you can imagine the kind of confidence that that must bring for Tyler heading into this matchup. So I think personally, again, it's hard for me to count out one of the best of all time. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Fanno pulls off what would definitely be the upset of the tournament thus far.
Yeah, and it would definitely be the upset of the tournament. John, do you see it happening?
See a taste of this matchup in the group stage. Tyler Fanno fell to Keng Ian 3-1. But similar to William Orrell, Keng Ian is 14-1 combined between all of his matches so far this tournament. So the only time he's lost has been to Tyler Fanno. It's definitely a tough one for Tyler Fanno, but I did check out his YouTube channel over last night. He got a 4.95 on Tuesday, so I think he's locked in. Probably, I mean, it's tough. It's always a tough thing to do to beat Keng Ian, and especially in the group stage, he only had to beat him 3 times. Now he has to beat him 5 times. So right. I still think Keng Ian's going to win, but I'm hoping that maybe we see an upset in this match.
I want to see the upset. Of course, I want to see it. I'm biased here. I'm the entertainer. But I want to be entertained. And we've got some entertaining matches to watch here. So that's going to conclude this segment of the PCS Analyst Desk presented by Advanced GG. We're going to have these 4 matches done. And Dustin will come right back to these 2 gentlemen to make some more predictions, talk about the matches. But for now, we're going to go to a quick intermission. And then we'll be right back with our first round 2 matchup. It's going to be William Orrell versus Trey Griffith. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series. Welcome back to PCS Double Down. We're into our round 2 matches for the single elimination bracket in playoffs. This is our top 8 stackers. William Orrell, Trey Griffith, Tyler Hollis, Evan Cloud, CAEDAN, Gonzalez, Naoki, Sekine, Tyler Fanno, and Keng, Ian are left standing. 8 stackers are left, and we're about to take it down to 4 stackers. And our first matchup is going to be an absolute banger. It's going to be a true test of speed and consistency. It's going to be William Orrell versus Trey Griffith, and it looks like both stackers are ready. Let's just get straight into the action. William Orrell, Trey Griffith, up to bat.
All right. Can we each get one warm-up from each of you?
As you can see, Trey Griffith to your left, William Orrell to your right. First to 5 rounds wins the match and advances.
Round 1 against Trey Griffith and William Orrell. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
Again, I apologize from the lag from William Orrell's side. There's nothing I can do about that.
Set, go.
Ooh, that looked close. 555 to 560. And there we go. About damn time William Orrell is humbled. A round on the board for Trey Griffith. That's what we love to see.
And this is round 2. Stackers, when ready, hands on timer.
I'm not sure if you heard that. That was my mom cheering in the background, I believe, for Trey.
Ready, set, go.
Huge thank you to both of these stackers for actually using tournament displays. Early fumble from Trey, and that should be William Orrell's round every day of the week. And it is 5.617. Orrell ties things up.
Trey was clean.
Orrell is clean.
Trey, I can't see your time. You have a 10.505 and Orrell a 5.617. William takes round 2. And this is round 3. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
Uh-oh.
Ready, set,
CAEDAN mute.
go.
Looks like one of our stackers wasn't muted. Happens. Another early fumble there from Trey, and that's going to be William Orrell, again, capitalizing on the fumbles. Orrell, this is why he's considered the best, because he is able to dominate and capitalize. And I think he just wrote his own time down. Oh, no, I think he just marked that he got another round. He knows how many rounds he needs.
And this is round 4.
So many 5s across the board.
Hands on timer.
I think if Trey was against, like, basically any other stacker other than Keng, Ian, he's probably already 3-0.
Set, go.
Ooh, really good stacking out of Trey so far. He's going to be able to close this out. Oh, the fumble at the end.
Orrell was clean.
Woo!
Trey has a 5.841 and William a 5.518.
Hey man, that was good. You're close.
5.518 from Orrell. He's pushing him. He's pushing him the distance. Double 5s yet again. This is a closer match than people will probably understand. Orrell is just that good.
Go.
Ooh, early fumble from Trey. And Orrell's never letting that go. Match point, Orrell. Ooh. I don't think Orrell has gotten a single time that hasn't been a 5 yet. I think every single one of Orrell's rounds so far has been a 5. He is so good.
When ready, hands on timers.
1 round for Orrell to close. Trey needs 5. Or he needs 4, excuse me.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, early fumble there from Trey. And Orrell is going to close it out. I think every single round he had a 5.5. Absolutely amazing stacking there out of Trey. That was phenomenal from both stackers. It might have been a 5-1 scoreline, but Trey absolutely pushed Orrell to the distance. Orrell is just that good. Understand, if Trey goes against basically any other stacker in the competition, other than, like, basically any other stacker in the competition, other than Orrell and Ian, I think Trey basically goes like 5-1, 5-0. Like, that was pure and utter dominance from William Orrell. I think Orrell got 6 5s in a row, something like that. Just literally so insane. Amazing stacking from both of those gentlemen, but he is the best stacker of all time for a reason. William Orrell will make his spot into the top 4 And I won't say with relative ease because, again, if Orrell wasn't stacking at his absolute max potential there, you know, or like maybe his absolute max consistency there, I definitely see a world where Trey steals a couple more of those rounds. It becomes a much closer series, but again, best stacker in the world. People understand. But our next matchup is probably going to be the most contested matchup. I hope this isn't a one-side battle. I hope this is going to be a spicy match. Tyler Hollis, Evan Cloud. I'm super excited to see this matchup. I'm super excited to see these guys go at it. We are ready for this match. Tyler Hollis, Evan Cloud, Evan to your left, Tyler to your right. I expect some bangers.
Hey, can we get a thumbs up from each of you again? You each get one warm-up.
And as I said, Evan to your left, Tyler to your right. Winner advances to top 4. Loser is out. This should be good.
Stackers, this is round 1. On ready, hands on timers.
And it begins.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, these stackers look on board, but Evan fumbles. And Tyler capitalizes. Early round 1 lead for Tyler.
Evan has a 7.176 and Tyler a 5.701. Tyler takes round 1. And this is round 2. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
All right, does Evan bounce back or does Tyler take an early lead? Let's see.
Set, go.
Ooh, early fumble there from Tyler. Oh, but another fumble there from Evan. Is he going to be able to capitalize? No, he will not. Evan ties things up evenly.
And Tyler was clean.
Evan has a 6.047 and Tyler an 8.138. Evan takes round 2. And this is round 3.
All right. Who takes the lead here?
Hands on timers.
Remember, it's first to 5 rounds. Anything's possible.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, spicy matchup right there. Was so even. But a 5.443 from Evan will give him the lead. Woo!
5.443 and Tyler an 8.374. Evan takes round 3. Was that round 3?
This was
yes.
Okay, so this is round 4.
All right.
When ready, hands on timer.
Evan with the early lead.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, early fumble from Tyler there, but another fumble later. Oh, the fumble at the end for Evan. That was pretty even on with the fumbles, but Tyler closes it out and he ties the game up.
6.325. Tyler takes round 4, and this is round 5. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
This is giving me deja vu of that last match, and I have to imagine Tyler's feeling the same way.
Go.
Ooh, fumble there from Evan, and Tyler will close it out. Yes, he closes it out. A little bit delayed, but we do get the reaction there from Tyler, 5.644, and he will take the lead in this match.
Takes round 5, and this is round 6.
Woo!
Stackers, ready, hands on timer.
2 more rounds for Tyler, 3 for Evan.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, a bit of a fumble there for Tyler on the 363. Oh, I thought he caught up there. I don't think he did. He did not. It's a tied match yet again. It's back and forth for both of these guys. Oh my goodness.
Takes round 6.
If your heart isn't already pumping, what are you doing?
Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
This is where the most entertaining stacking comes in.
Set,
Who gets match point first? Ooh, a fumble there for Evan, and Tyler will capitalize.
Tyler was clean.
Match point for Tyler, elimination point for Evan.
And Tyler a 5.637.
But this is where Evan's done some of his best work when he has to clutch up, when he has to go all in. Tyler was up in this exact lead against Billy. Can he close it out here?
Ready, set, go.
Oh, this looks close, but a mess up from Evan. Tyler will capitalize. And there we have it. Evan Cloud will not go back-to-back. He touches the timer at the end for good measure. And a 5-3 victory for Tyler. Hollis. Oh, that got your heart beating. You were starting to get deja vu that we were going to another round 9, but Tyler closes it in 8 instead. And for Evan, there will be no back-to-back. He has been eliminated in PCS Double Down in top 8. A valiant effort, though, was able to take down Kareef very convincingly. And for Tyler, that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see more consistency out of Tyler and some more dominant cycles, as he's going to need them. He has William Orrell in his next matchup. But again, if you're Evan Cloud, you cannot be upset. You showed up a little bit late, and you were still able to show out. But Tyler was just able to capitalize on Evan's mistakes, and there were more of them. Oh, I was nervous about that match too. Again, this is why I probably shouldn't be competing anymore, because I get nervous watching other people stack. I can't imagine what it would be like if I were in these competitions. But again, great stacking out of both of these guys. That was amazing to watch. Commiserations for both, or for Evan Cloud. And huge congrats to Tyler. Tyler Hollis moves to top 4. He faces William Orrell next, and Orrell just got 6 5s in a row. I think most of them were 5.5, so Tyler has his work cut out for him, but I believe we have our next matchup ready. Yes, we do. It is going to be another banger. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our next matchup. Naoki Sekine versus CAEDAN GONZALES.
I was going to say, you each get one warm-up, but while the camera isn't... Hold on. Oh, we're ready.
I'm right here, bro.
So, we're ready to
Come on, bro.
go. We each did our one warm-up already. This is the matchup between CAEDAN GONZALES and Naoki Sekine.
There you go.
This is round 1.
Oh, they already did the warm-up. All right. Round number 1. This match secures top 4 for one of these stackers.
Ready, set, go.
Oh my goodness, Naoki. So fast and closes out consistently. 5.569 with a slowdown, might I add. And CAEDAN, an early fumble there.
And Naoki was clean.
CAEDAN has a 12.008 and Naoki a 5.569. Naoki takes round 1, and this is round 2. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, early fumble there out of both stackers. Whoa! Oh, the deduction from CAEDAN. I think that's going to give it to Naoki.
Naoki was clean.
Naoki had a huge fumble on that 6-6. I thought that was it.
And Naoki a 6.546. Naoki takes round 2. And this is round 3. So stackers, when ready.
2-0 lead for Naoki. Can he continue to dominate here?
Ready, set, go.
And there you go, 5.615 from Naoki. He is absolutely dominating, and CAEDAN, he just gives up.
CAEDAN had DNF.
And Naoki was clean.
I believe Naoki had a 5.615. So Naoki takes round 3. And this is round 4. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Oh my god, Naoki shows some mercy. Absolutely nothing for CAEDAN to grasp upon.
I believe CAEDAN had 1 deduction.
CAEDAN just cannot get a clean cycle, and Naoki is taking full advantage of it. This is the most consistent I've seen him all tournament long. 1 round away from the 5-0 to get into top 4. And just as I say consistency, he cannot shuffle the 6.
Hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, this might be a bit of a closer round. Finally, a good cycle out of CAEDAN, but it doesn't even matter. 5.69. Nice, by the way, might I add. That is going to be a 5-0 sweep of the board. CAEDAN Gonzalez has been eliminated from PCS Double Down, but Naoki Sekine, with a 5-0 victory, secures his spot in the top 4, and he has, and he has impressed me, because that, let me just say, I did not expect it to be that dominant. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of a lopsided match. I didn't know which way it was going to go. I thought it could bounce back a little bit both ways, but Naoki understood the objective, and he took CAEDAN to town, man. I just did not see a single, other than that last cycle, it was basically every round was Naoki's just because Naoki was able to keep his cups in one place. It just looked like CAEDAN was so inconsistent there. He couldn't keep his cups up. But that aside, good work from CAEDAN to make it to the top 8 in the first place, but his road in the tournament ends here. But we got one more matchup for our top 8 stackers, the final matchup to secure our final stacker in the top 4. And I think this is what a lot of people have been excited to watch. Tyler Fanno, Keng Ian, let's get into it.
Chat right now, 53 in the audience on YouTube.
Ian flexing to the camera. He feels confident.
Right.
But this is the matchup he said that he was most worried about because he knows how good Tyler Fanno is. And let's see if he can continue to capitalize on it. Oh, and even a fast warm-up. He wants to set the pace.
This is round 1.
There we go.
I'm ready. Hands on timers.
To secure top 4, can Tyler pull off what will be a Herculean upset?
Go.
But he has to push it all the way. And an early fumble there. That's going to secure the first round for Ian convincingly. 5.152.
Ian was clean.
Ian's not taking anything for granted here.
Ian has a 5.152 and Tyler a 10.365.
5.15 like it's nothing is correct, Peter Ford. Again, this is Keng Ian we're talking about. He's here to play. I do want to see a 4 out of him. Just whenever.
Ready. Set. Go.
But here we go. Round number 2. Can Tyler answer back? An early fumble there. Oh, but another early fumble from Keng Ian. And I think Tyler got the round. 6.334. 6.065. Oh.
Ian has a
bit of a later start there, I guess, for Tyler. And surprisingly, Ian wins the round.
Takes round 2. And this is round 3. Stackers, when ready. Hands on timers.
All right. 2-0 lead that I thought ready. Tyler had tied things up.
Set. Go.
Ooh. Fumbles again.
Yes! Holy hell!
4.924 from Keng Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, the new fastest cycle time in PYRA. And the first ever 4-second cycle in a PYRA tournament.
In a PYRA competition.
New PCS records, already breaking more. Just taking anything Orrell has and taking it for his own. Ian's here to play, and if you're Tyler, you're like, what do I do, man? Just want a round. But it looks like he's still in this. He needs some consistent cycles, though. Bro, no. 4.933? How do you compete with this? How do you compete in this? What in the God's name is going on right now? Keng Ian up 4-0. Back-to-back 4s in this tournament. Are you kidding me? How do you compete with this?
Awesome. This is round 5.
Match point for Ian, and if you're Tyler, I don't even know what you do. You go all out, I guess. That's your best option.
Set. Go.
Ooh, an early fumble there. And there we go. There we go. It will not be a 5-0.
Ian is clear.
Tyler will finally get around on the board.
All right. Ian has
but it's basically chump change at this point unless Tyler has a full sale. Imagine if Tyler wins this, bro. I'm buying lottery tickets.
Is round 6. Stackers, when ready.
Still though, 1 round away for Ian.
Timers.
4 rounds for Tyler.
Ready. Set. Go.
Ooh, 5.242.
Oh.
509, no. Come on. Ian just did not want to keep doing this match. Oh my goodness, Tyler. Unfortunate circumstances because you gotta go against the best. But if you swing at the king, you best not miss. A new PCS record, 4.924 in competition. Absolute and utter destruction there from Keng Ian, but not a 5-0. It will be a 5-1 victory there for Keng Ian. But if you're anybody else in the bracket right now, your hands are shaking just at the prospect of, oh my god, I might have to go against Keng Ian. But who knows? We also saw a dominant victory on the other side of the bracket from William Orrell, but I think Ian's victory has a little bit more of a sting to it. So we're about to see some banger matches, and we officially have 4 stackers left in the competition. William Orrell, Tyler Hollis, Keng Ian, Naoki, Sekine, our final 4 stackers. We're going to update you guys about everything that just happened and make our final set of predictions right after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series, and welcome back to the PCS Analyst Desk presented by Advanced GG. Gentlemen, we had an absolute banger set of matches for our top 8 stackers, and we saw some of the favorites eliminated early on in the bracket. In fact, let's take another quick look at the bracket now that we have it here. Maybe? Okay, yeah, we're good. William Orrell took down Trey Griffith in 5-1 fashion. Tyler Hollis in 5-3 fashion, almost pushing to another round 9 there for Tyler, but he did close things out against Evan Cloud. Naoki Sekine did take down Keng Gonzalez 5-0. Naoki was just so dominant in that match. And then Keng Ian with an absolute slaughterhouse there, 5-1 to Tyler Fanno. Tyler did win a round. I think that was just Ian basically, allowing him to win a round because we just know the situation there. Ian absolutely dominated that match. And again, 2 back-to-back 4-second cycles in a row for Keng Ian. He is looking pretty final right now, but Orrell in the top of the bracket is looking absolutely so consistent. So we're going to do something a little bit different this time around. We are going to make our predictions for our next 2 matches. On top of that, we're going to come up with what we think will be the grand final match, and then we're going to come up with a scoreline of who we think is going to win the tournament right here and right now. But before we can do that, let's take a look at our first match here. William Orrell versus Tyler Hollis. Now, Tyler has had much closer matches than William Orrell. William Orrell 5-0 and a 5-1. Again, I think, what's that now, 19-2? he is in round win count in this tournament so far, with only 1 round loss in that match to Trey Griffith. And in fairness, Tyler Hollis did have Evan Cloud, but still, Orrell is looking pretty damn dominant right now. So I'm not even going to ask who you guys think that the favorite is to win this match. I'm going to ask something a little bit different. What does Tyler Hollis need to do in order to take down William Orrell and get a spot in the grand finals? John, we'll start with you.
Well, Tyler Hollis, he's got a little bit of momentum on his side, so he's got to use that confidence. Has to forget about who he's going against and just try to stack his best. Don't let it get to your head that you're going against William Orrell, which is definitely something. I mean, I've had to go against him in head-to-head relays, William Orrell, and it's definitely something that can affect your stacking. So Tyler Hollis, he's got a shot, but it's not. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I think William Orrell would take that match.
So I am going to assume that your prediction there is William Orrell winning this match?
Yeah, I'm going to go with William Orrell. I'm going to go with a 5-3 victory.
5-3 victory from William Orrell. Ethan, I want to hear it from you. Do you think Tyler has enough momentum on his side to take down Orrell?
I don't really question whether Tyler has any momentum. I think it's just a matter of persistence. You know, I've seen it before. You can catch William Orrell off guard, and you know he can lose in these head-to-head competitions. Personally, though, I think that William Orrell right now is just on a roll. As much momentum as Tyler has, that's just how much more momentum William Orrell has. I can't count out the greatest of all time. I think Tyler's had a very impressive run up to this point. I have William Orrell taking the set, and I'll do a final score of 5-4.
5-4. You see it going to around 9, though.
I do. I think that it could definitely be pushed to the. I think Tyler could definitely push him to the limit. I just think that William Orrell at the end of the day, he's just one of the most tenacious stackers out there. He can go all 9 rounds, no sweat.
Well, you have a good point there. And me personally, I am not going to break apart from the crowd as much as I would absolutely love to see Tyler Hollis punch in his spot in the grand finals. And it is definitely possible. Let's keep that in mind. William Orrell looks fine right now. He's looking amazing. So consistent. 6 5s in a row against Trey Griffith, I believe. And it's going to be damn near impossible to topple that. But we have our next matchup here directly after that. Naoki Sekine versus Keng Ian. Speaking of looking final, Naoki, you got the other side of the gauntlet there. You got Keng Ian, probably the fastest stacker. Actually, I will say it pretty undisputedly right now, the fastest stacker in the world right now. I think he has absolutely solidified that. A new PCS record in the cycle, 4.924 in head-to-head competition. It's impressive in its own right when you have 2 warm-ups and 3 attempts to do it. But in head-to-head competition, when you know that consistency is key and you like going all out and risking those types of rounds is not something that's very common. I wanted to see him get a 4, and he got 2 back-to-back. So Naoki, he's definitely got his work cut out for him. Ethan, do you think there's even a chance for Naoki to break this?
I think right now, when I look at Keng Ian, I see a real drive, and I see that, I mean, right now he's competing for something much greater than just the best stacker in the world. I think he's trying to stake his claim for arguably the greatest stacker of all time, and that's really the resume he's building. For Naoki to really have a chance in this match, he's definitely, again, persistence is going to be the key here. At PYRA Cup First Strike, we definitely saw that Naoki can hold his own against top competition. Definitely had a very impressive showing against Evan Cloud. However, I think above all else, Naoki's just got to stack at full capacity. He's got to go 110%. He can't relent at all. There might be a little bit of luck involved. I'm not sure, but you know, I think that Naoki is definitely a very formidable stacker. I just don't know if anyone can top Keng Ian and match the kind of output that he's putting out right now.
So on a round count here, John, how much do you think Keng Ian is going to win by? Assuming, of course, that you believe Keng Ian will win this match.
Well, I mean, we just saw it in the matchup against Tyler Fanno. Tyler Fanno got a 5.242 on his last in the last race, and
Ian still
against
won.
Most stackers in this competition, that's going to be enough to get you the win. But against Keng Ian, he gets a 5.09 and his third fastest time in the match. He had those 2 4s earlier. So Ian has the best times that I think I've seen today in this tournament. So Naoki's got a tough one. I'm gonna go Chen-King Ian 5-1.
Chen-King Ian 5-1. And honestly, I think that one round in there is being a bit generous because other than Ian basically throwing away a round, I think this is a clean sweep of the board because I think, like Ian said, his toughest opponent was Tyler Fanno up until this point in the bracket, and he pushed him aside with relative ease. But that is also another prediction in the books, basically all the way for all of us. It's going to be Chen-King Ian from all three of us for our predictions. And then we have the grand finals match, William Orrell, Chen-King Ian, and it's the first to 10 rounds. And I think this is a true David versus Goliath battle. I also do think this is the true test of speed versus consistency. Because here's the thing, both of these stackers are incredibly fast and incredibly consistent. But I think we could all somewhat agree here that if we're gonna consider which stacker is more consistent, you gotta go with Orrell. Orrell has just, over time, with how much he's been able to accomplish and what he's been able to do in this tournament, he's definitely, at least by most people's considerations, the more consistent stacker here. But Ian, it might not even matter because Ian is just that fast. He is just that fast, and we already have seen these two compete head-to-head against each other. The one difference this time around, yes, it is head-to-head, but at the same time, there is no 3-3-3. There is no 3-6-3. Even if Orrell is competing with 4-pad mode, it is cycle, cycle, and cycle all the way. Gentlemen, this is the final prediction of the tournament. Who is winning PCS Double Down? Ethan, we'll start with you.
I got to go with Chen-King Ian. Again, I think that he really just has that drive. And I think that alone, having that instinct, really, I think Chen-King Ian has just been a class above everyone else in this competition. I mean, no disrespect to any of the other stackers or any of the other competitors. I just think with Chen-King Ian, we saw in the last match against Tyler Fanno, and Tyler wasn't, Tyler had a great performance. What would have probably won him a match against any other stacker was a convincing win for Chen-King Ian. So I just can't count out Chen-King Ian simply because, I'm sorry, I guess losing my train of thought.
Oh, good.
With Chen-King Ian heading into this competition, you could definitely see that's really what's been on his mind, trying to stake his claim for the greatest stacker of all time. Not to say that this competition alone would give him that title, but it would definitely strengthen his case. And I think he has the drive, and I think just at the moment he just looks unstoppable.
So how many, what's the comparison of round wins to losses here? How many rounds do you think he's winning against, what's going to be the round final count?
So, assuming that Tyler Hollis somehow finds his way into grand finals, I would say probably 10-1, maybe 10-2. Against
wow.
Yeah, that's definitely against William Orrell. That's definitely going to be a much more contested matchup. But personally, I think with Chen-King Ian, he's so tenacious and he has such great persistence. And so does William Orrell, in fairness. But I would say it would probably be, I'd say the final score would probably be about 10-7, maybe 10-8.
All right. John, you have the final prediction here. Who do you think is winning the tournament and by how much?
Well, I think most people are going to say Chen-King Ian is the favorite, and I would agree that he's the favorite. But when I filled out my bracket for this tournament, I did pick William Orrell, so I'm going to have to stick with William Orrell.
All right.
And I'm going to say that he's going to win 10-7. I'd like to see a 10-9.
Oh yeah,
match.
round 19, final round of the tournament.
Yeah. No matter who wins, that would be exciting. It's tough to get there. Just statistically, everything has to line up to get you to a 10-9 matchup. So I'm going to go with a 10-7 victory for William Orrell. We'll see what happens. If we see William Orrell and Chen-King Ian in the final, it should be a good one. It's a rematch of the final of PYRA Cup All-Stars. Two of the best stackers in the world.
Yeah.
It's something to watch.
I agree. And that is going to conclude the segment here for the PCS Analyst Desk presented by Advanced GG. And one more quick reminder, you can go pick up yourself, you can go get yourself some Advanced by going to advanced.gg. And if you use code PYRA at checkout, that's PYRA, you'll get 10% off your order. And there might even be some bracket winners that will be in consideration for some free Advanced GG. With that being said and done, that's going to conclude the Analyst Desk. Championships are on the line, legacies are at stake, but it can only belong to one stacker to be at the top. William Orrell, Tyler Hollis, Naoki Sekine, Keng, Ian, the final four. We'll be seeing them right after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series. Welcome back to the PCS Double Down Playoffs. We are here with our final four stackers, our top four, and our final three matches. These next two matches will decide the two stackers that will be meeting each other in the grand finals. But we have to figure out which two stackers. We got four, and we got to take it down to two. And our first matchup is going to be an absolute banger. I hope to see a long series here out of both of these stackers. It's Tyler Hollis, William Orrell. No more delaying it. Let's get right into the business. Tyler Hollis to your left, William Orrell to your right. Super excited to see this. Here we go. Round number one.
Round one.
First to 5 rounds gets a spot in the grand finals.
Stackers, when you're ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, super fast stacking out of both stackers. 5.432. 5.335 from Tyler. And Tyler Hollis gets a round to start on the board. Ooh, that was fast.
And this is round two. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
Early 1-0 lead, but he needs 4 more.
Ready, set, go.
Bit of a late start there from Orrell because of the timer. Not sure how much that'll matter. Oh, a fumble. Oh, I'm not sure who won that. 7.310 to 6.704.
Tyler has a 6.704, and
I don't think there were either deductions on either side. There were clean stops. And just barely, because it was a bit slippery, Tyler Hollis does win that round. Up 2-0 against William Orrell.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, a couple fumbles there, and I think that's going to cost him. It will. 5.398 from Orrell. It's going to get him his first round on the board.
5.616 and William,
Whew.
5.398. William.
But these are close matches. Make no mistake.
This is round 4. Stackers, when ready. Hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, early fumble from Ian. A late start for Orrell, and even then, he's going to pass Ian. That should be the round win for Orrell. And by a couple seconds as well because of the late start. I think Orrell's having problems with his timer.
5.569.
Oh, he's switching timers.
We'll be taking round 4. And this is round 5.
Switch out the timer real fast.
Okay, take a
He's
sec.
switching out a timer. We got a technical difficulty here. This got to be the most heart-pumping moment, though. It's a tied match for a spot in the grand finals.
I'm good.
All right, this is
Gotta clean
round
off that
5.
timer.
Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, that was so close. Oh, but the timer didn't stop from Orrell.
Oh my.
Oh, that is heartbreaking from Orrell.
Not stopping.
His timer isn't stopping properly, and that's going to cost him the round. That is heartbreaking.
Oh my.
Oh, that is rough, because I don't know who would have won
I
that.
think we're going to... William, do you have one more timer you could use?
Yeah, I have 4 timers. So.
Yeah,
He has 4 timers, don't worry, guys. And again, this is the best stacker in the world.
Count that one.
He has the mental fortitude to bounce back, I'm sure.
5.
Ooh, but yeah, he is upset about that. He thought he had that in the bag.
However,
I'm not sure who wins that, even if the timer stops properly. Somebody's got to get a replay on that.
make sure this one works first.
Well, yeah, they're sketchy. This one doesn't even work either.
That's really weird.
That is.
Do we need to take a quick break?
Yeah, it might be a timer malfunction problem.
All
At the
these.
moment, it's round 6.
We're going to give Orrell a quick moment here to figure out his timer situation. We just want to make sure that he's able to compete with the best equipment he has available. And those pesky Gen 5 timers, man. But hey, I don't, you know, if this is your preference, this is what Orrell's been practicing with ever since, you know, the beginning of this tournament. He's been using Gen 5. He committed to it. But he has to make sure the timer works so far. So we're going to let him work on that in the background. The score is still 3-2 in favor of Tyler Hollis. This is a close matchup, and it looks like we are ready. Excuse me. All right.
So give us a sec. He went back to his side.
What's the score now?
3-2 Tyler, and this round 6.
Ooh, Orrell got to get his head back in the game here. Screws tied on.
We're ready now, Kian. So.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, this is round 6. Stackers.
Let us commence
ready,
fourth, as Ethan Jones said.
Timers.
Early lead for Tyler. Can he capitalize on it?
Set. Go.
Ooh, early fumble there from Tyler. And this is super fast from Orrell. And the timer doesn't mess with him this time around. We are tied up again. No timer can stop the pace from William Orrell. It is a tied game.
William will be taking round 6, and this is round 7. Stackers, when ready. Hands on timers. Ready. Set. Go.
Ooh, early fumble there from Tyler. And Orrell's going to take advantage of that every day of the week. 5.475. 2 rounds in a row. And it might be 3. Match point for William Orrell. Grand finals point on the line. Tyler Hollis has to get 2 in a row. Orrell just needs 1 more round.
Ready. Set. Go.
Oh, that looked close. 5 point... What was that? 5.296? 5.343! Oh my goodness, what a close matchup that was. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening again. We're going to a round 9. 1 round. to decide the first stacker in the grand finals.
Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
This is where legends are made. The king.
Ready, set, go.
Will he be dethroned? This is where we find out. Ooh, super consistent! And Tyler, he's done it! Tyler Hollis has done it! The upset nobody saw coming! 5-4! William Orrell, he has been dethroned. Call him the king all you want, but we got the King Slayer. Tyler Hollis is going to the grand finals. Oh my goodness, absolutely unbelievable scenes from Tyler Hollis. He has done the unthinkable. William Orrell, a slight fumble in the 6-6, and it costs him. Tyler Hollis is here to play, ladies and gentlemen. That is 2, not 1, but 2 round 9 victories. He did it by 1,000th of a second against Billy, and he's done it again. Tyler Hollis is going to the grand finals. And I think that just threw out basically every single prediction. Every single prediction is out of the room now. But oh my goodness, it couldn't have been any closer. Huge congratulations. I just heard my mom scream in the background. And that was a full-on screech from my mom, pretty sure. But there you go. Tyler Hollis has done it. Grand finals. William Orrell has been eliminated from PCS Double Down and conjoint 3rd, 4th. I can't believe it. That's amazing. I'm sure Tyler is absolutely just so happy. And we're getting the next matchup set up right away. My heart is still pounding, man. Tyler needed to win 2 rounds in a row, and he did. They were close rounds, too. There are no freebies in this tournament, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got one more matchup to see who will meet Tyler Hollis in the grand finals. Upsets aplenty. Anything can happen. Let's get to it. Keng, Kian, Naoki, Sekine for the 2nd spot in the grand finals.
Or 3rd, depending.
Same price for each of them, I believe. I think it's $125 a piece.
Right. And how would we know what the standing is? Would it be like how many wins the other guy got? Like 5-4 for William against Tyler. Would it be like 5-3? If Naoki gets 3 and Ian gets 5. Okay, never mind.
That's why it's the same one. That's why it's the same payout for 3rd and 4th.
Right, that's fair. Can we get a thumbs up from each of you?
Here we go. The next matchup.
All right.
To secure a spot in the grand finals. To meet Tyler Hollis, the King Slayer. Will it be Keng Ian on his run through the entire bracket? Or will Naoki bring up another Cinderella story? This would be something else. Tyler was one thing, but Naoki, that would be shocking.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, and fumble at the end there. Pushed Ian to the limits, but Ian has a 5.244 to answer with that.
5.244 and Naoki an 8.195, I believe that said.
195.
Yeah, so Ian takes round 1, and this is round 2. So stackers, when you're ready, hands on timers.
Ian with a 1-0 lead. Can he continue to capitalize?
Set, go.
Ooh, Naoki's going lights out right now. 5.180 to 5.235. Naoki means business. No 5-0s here, ladies and gentlemen. Naoki, not bad. It's tied up. And I'm telling you, Naoki is so underrated, man. So underrated. I'm so happy to see him in the top 4 here.
Ready, set, go.
But he's going to have to keep doing it. It's against the very best. Oh, early fumbles from both stackers, but that's the stack station's biggest weakness. I say that with bated breath. 7.561, 6.961. Just a little bit of delay there from Naoki. Ian will just barely take that round. Stack station took a cup off the table.
Ready, hands on timers.
Whew. You're holding your breath for these rounds, though.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, an early fumble there from Naoki. Clean from Ian, 5.133. Rubbing salt in the wounds at this point.
Ian Ian was clean. I believe Naoki was clean as well. Ian has a 5.133, and Naoki, I believe, had a 12.931.
Again, Ian's looking pretty damn final. If you're Tyler Hollis, you gotta be warming the hell up right now.
Hands on timers.
No mercy from Ian so far.
Set. Go.
Ooh, early fumble from Naoki. And that's Ian capitalizing on that every day of the week. Grand finals point for Ian, 5.554. One more round to get his spot in. Naoki must tie 4 rounds in a row.
Ian has a 5.554, and Naoki at 10.966, I believe.
Yep.
Ian takes round 5, and this is round 6. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Ooh, the fumble at the end from Ian. 5.034 to 6.450. So final right now, looking from Chen Keng Ian. That is dominance in pure form. Chen Keng Ian, ladies and gentlemen, to absolutely nobody's surprise, has secured a spot in the grand finals. Whew! And we have got an absolute spicy grand finals to look forward to. Ladies and gentlemen, our final 2 stackers, Chen Keng Ian, Tyler Hollis. One of them is leaving this tournament with $1,000. And second place, hey, second place, you're getting $250. But we should also recognize William Orrell and Naoki Sekine. Third, fourth finishes for both of those stackers will each be receiving $125. And there you go, your top 4 stackers, all getting cash prize money. Don't worry about that one bit. But our 2 finalists are ready. Chen Keng Ian, Tyler Hollis. We're going to give them 2 minutes to warm up for the grand finals match, and we'll talk a little bit more about it after the break. Welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series. Welcome back to PCS Double Down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We have gone through 32 different stackers throughout this entire tournament, but we are now down to our final 2 stackers, Chen Keng Ian and Tyler Hollis. Chen Keng Ian has been absolutely breezing throughout a majority of this tournament. Other than 2 round losses, one to Tyler Fanno and one to Naoki Sekine, he has been relatively spotless the entire side of his bracket. Tyler Hollis, on the other hand, has not had as easy of a road. Almost lost to Billy WILLMOTH, but was 1/1000th of a second faster in the round 9 against him to move on in the bracket, beat Evan Cloud convincingly 5-3, and won another round 9 matchup against William Orrell, a huge upset to secure Tyler's spot in the grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, legacies, dynasties, history is going to be made today for one of these two stackers. And for the other stacker, it's going to be unfortunate, but at the same time, $250. You're not complaining. You're happy to get anything at this point. And I'm sure for both of these stackers, they're happy to have made it to the grand finals at all. Is this going to be Keng Ian going back-to-back with online tournaments? Or is the King Slayer, Tyler Hollis, is he going to interrupt that entire flow and take his spot at the top of cup stacking? We are about to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's grand finals time.
That was
We're ready.
unfortunate.
You guys both stopped at the same time,
We're ready, guys.
from my perspective.
All right, we are ready. Can we get a thumbs up from each of you?
And remember, this is first stacker to win 10 rounds wins the match. It is not first to 5, it is first to 10. First stacker to win 10 rounds wins the match, the series, and the tournament. Everything's on the line here. Keng Ian to your left, Tyler Hollis to your right.
10 instead of a first to 5. This is a best of 19. This is round 1. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers.
Here we go.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, early fumbles out of Tyler there, but a late stop from Ian. It won't matter. Ian is going to take round number 1.
Ian has a 5.601 and Tyler an 8.856. Ian takes round 1, and this is round 2. Stackers, when ready, hands on timers. Ready, set, go.
Round number 2 here for Tyler. Another early fumble there out of Tyler. And Ian is breezing through these early rounds. 2 rounds in a row for Ian.
Ian was clean.
Tyler was clean.
Ian has a 5.375 and Tyler a 9.865. Ian takes round 2. And this is round 3.
Looking spotless so far. Keng Ian.
Ready. Hands on timers.
Tyler, he needs to tie together a couple rounds. But it's so hard to do it against this stacker.
Set, go.
Ooh, a fumble there from Tyler. And I don't... Oh, I'm not sure. That's 2 deductions.
Tyler had 2 deductions.
That is 2 deductions. And yeah, even if it was just 1, it's not going to be enough. Keng Ian 3-0 to start. But remember, it's not first to 5, it's first to 10. Anything can happen, but Tyler needs to start getting rounds on the board.
Ready. Hands on timers. Ready. Set. Go.
Ooh, that looks like the closest round so far. 5.173, 5.072 by just 0.1. Ian is just so fast.
Takes round 4.
4 rounds in a row from Ian, 6 rounds to go. And Tyler still needs to get a round on the board.
Ready. Set. Go.
Ooh, this looks really good from Tyler. I think there was a minor fumble there from Ian. I'm not sure. Oh, never mind. 5.020, 5.121. Another 0.1 difference. Tyler cannot catch a break. Ian is just mopping the field right now. If this were a regular match, it's already done. Ian has 5 rounds in a row. Tyler has still yet to get a round.
Set. Go.
Ooh, an early fumble there from Keng Ian. And there you go. Finally, Tyler Hollis gets a round on the board. 5.070 as well. A very convincing round.
Ian has a 9.548 and Tyler a 5.070. Tyler takes round 6, and this is round 7.
Has to be uphill. It has to be an uphill field from here for Tyler if he wants to continue to contend. There will be no 10-0 though. That's the good news. You can tie some rounds together here. Ooh, a fumble there from Chen Keng Ian. I'm not sure if it matters. It does. A second round there on the board for Tyler Hollis. That's what we needed. We need more rounds like that. Where basically Tyler just takes advantage.
Is round 8. Stackers, when ready.
This is where the nerves really start to kick in. You cannot let Tyler come back too far if you're Chen Keng Ian. You won 5 rounds in a row.
Go.
But Tyler has found his element, just as I say that. A fumble on the 6-6, and that's going to be Ian capitalizing regardless. 5.186. 6-2 now.
6 and Tyler a 6.538. Ian takes round 8, and this is round 9. Stackers, when ready, hands on the timers.
Tyler needs 8. Chen Keng Ian needs 4.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, a fumble on the 1-10-1, and it's gonna cost Tyler a 7th on the board for Chen Keng Ian. 7-2, a 5-16 at that.
5.165, and Tyler a 9.845. Ian,
round number 10 on the board.
9, and I believe this is round 10.
Tyler, you have to get some rounds. You cannot let Ian run away with this. And Ian, you just want to close this out where you can.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh, a fumble on the 6-6. The cup falls off the table. Ian with 8 rounds now, 3 in a row. 4.993 at that. He's being pushed, but he pushes right back.
Tyler an 11.787. Ian takes round 10, and this
Ian is 2 away
11. Stackers
from a 10-2 victory, from winning the tournament right here and then. But Tyler still has a chance.
Set, go.
Ooh, I think there was an early fumble from Ian. I'm not sure. 5.489, 5.102. There we go. That's what we love to see. Another round on the board from Tyler Hollis.
Round 11, and this is round 12. Stackers,
not done just yet. Tyler still got fight left in him.
Timers. Ready, set, go.
Oh, a fumble on the 6. The 6 falls over. And I'm pretty sure that goes the way of Ian regardless. 5.011. Championship point for Chen Keng Ian. One more round to take the tournament in dominant fashion.
This is round 13. And this is game point.
Tyler needs 7 rounds in a row. He cannot give anything up here. And Ian just needs to close it out.
Ready, set,
for the tournament.
Go.
Ooh, early fumble from Tyler. Oh, but another fumble. Oh, but the deduction. It's going to cost Tyler. And that is game. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Chen Keng Ian going back to back at PCS Double Down. It was not even close. Tyler did his absolute best, but it just wasn't enough. It is undisputably the best stacker in the world right now, winning the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, by probably nobody's surprise, it was the favorite to win the entire tournament, but it has happened. Your PCS Double Down champion, Chen Keng Ian, has taken the tournament in absolutely dominant fashion. This is exactly what everybody wanted to see. You were hoping for an upset, maybe, for Tyler Hollis. But if you're Chen Keng Ian, if you're a Chen Keng Ian fan, you're so happy right now. Chen Keng Ian, $1,000 richer. And again, huge respect, huge congratulations. Credit where credit is due. Congratulations to Tyler Hollis for making it to the grand finals, for taking Orrell's spot in the grand finals. What everybody thought was going to be convincingly for Orrell, he was able to upset. He was able to take it away from him. And he did everything he could. But Ian is just better. He is undisputably the best stacker in the world right now. And this is the Chen Keng Ian dynasty. I hope you're comfy because we're probably going to be here for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a quick intermission break. And when we're back, we'll be back with the PCS Analyst Desk. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PYRA Cup Championship Series. Welcome back to the PCS Analyst Desk presented by Advanced GG. And what a showing we had from our final stackers, our final four stackers. Now, I will say, on one hand, things went pretty according to plan with Chen Keng Ian beating Naoki Sekine. But on the other side of things, Tyler Hollis pulls up a massive round 9 upset against William Orrell to meet Chen Keng Ian in the grand finals. And then I think it was a pretty open and closed book there. But I will say, huge congratulations to Tyler. It was at least more convincing than what we saw from Orrell at PYRA Cup All-Stars. So there was definitely some competition there, and that was exciting. But to get all of this information and to get kind of the in-game mindset for the best stackers in the world, we decided to ask him, ladies and gentlemen, on the sidelines, Chen Keng Ian, your PCS Double Down Championship, or your PCS Double Down Champion, $1,000, Richard. Chen Keng Ian, how you doing, my man?
I am insanely happy. Holy.
Well, you absolutely...
It was a long day.
Yeah, it was a long day. It was a long day. It was a hard day. You mentioned it earlier while we were talking that you definitely had to break a sweat there a little bit, especially in that final matchup, because you never know what happens. I mean, somebody ties together a couple rounds, and then it suddenly starts going the other way. But I want to get your mindset. In that grand finals match, was there at any point in time a moment where you felt like, I got this, I already won? Or was it always competitive for you?
So I would want to say when I was 2 rounds in, 2-0, but honestly, I was more secure when I was 5-0, and then I proceeded to lose the next round. So
and then you got humbled just a little bit. It was a 10-3 victory though for you, and I would love to ask you all the questions in the world, but I can't keep you here all day. So Ethan, we'll start with you. Do you have any questions specifically for Ian?
Well, Ian, first of all, I just wanted to say congrats again. Really a phenomenal showing this weekend. You know, Ian, I talked a little bit about this, and you know, you are unanimously the best stacker in the world. I'm sure everyone can attest to that. Was there any sort of extra drive or intrinsic motivation, like to prove you were the best this tournament? Was there anything sort of internal? Is I guess what I'm asking.
Honestly, kind of. I would say Not actually, no, not really. It's more of an extrinsic. Like the $1,000 prize is really what got me into it. But
Of course.
Also, I really love.
That's fair.
I really love the new format and the competitive scene of PYRA, and I really enjoy competing in this circuit of tournaments. And I really hope to join more. It is really, really fun.
Well, we hope to have you in more tournaments as well. Ethan, did you have any other questions?
Yes. I noticed that you really. It seemed as though you were definitely hyping up Tyler Fanno. Were you at all feeling any sort of apprehension heading into the matchup, or was there any sort of doubt heading into that matchup?
Yeah, I did say I was scared of him, but I honestly just believed in myself, and I pulled through. But that guy's insane. I've seen that guy stack, and I faced him in the preliminary rounds. That guy's insane.
Yeah.
And he was insane today as well, but I'm the better one today.
You are the better one. And you know what? You get bragging rights. You get to say that. You get to mention that, again, you won the tournament. You get all the bragging rights in the world, not just the cash moolah. And I guess we have to figure out the jersey situation. Do we get you an extra jersey? Because you already have one coming your way. I'm not sure if you've gotten it yet. I didn't even ask you that. But you already have one championship jersey, the one I'm wearing right now, actually, the holographic jersey. So we either have to figure out if we get you one or if we move it to second place. We'll figure that out at a later point in time. But John, we'll move this over to you. Did you have any questions specifically for Ian?
I do. First off, Ian, congrats. Big win,
Thank you.
another impressive win on your already impressive resume. I have two questions. The first one is, going into a match, you know who you're going against. Do you change anything about how you stack based on who your opponent is? Like in the final, you're going against Tyler Hollis, one of the fastest stackers that you win against. Is there anything that you do differently? Maybe go faster if you're going against a faster stacker, maybe play it a little safe if you're going against what should be an easier win for you?
Honestly, it's kind of the opposite of what you said. If it's an easier opponent, so I split this into two categories of my stacking. I split it into one, the safe stacking, the consistent speed, 100% clean run. And the second one is a bit more risky. You're going a bit faster on the down stacks.
Right.
So you go a bit faster there. So depending on which round it is, mostly in the preliminary rounds, I like to go consistent because I honestly think I have the edge in speed, and if I go consistent, I would probably win. But then when I'm up against someone maybe like Tyler Hollis, Naoki Sekine, Orrell, anyone that is pretty much in the top 10, top 20, I might take the risk and go a bit faster. And now Tyler Fanno adds up to the list. I went all out on him.
There you go.
Okay, and then my second question is, while you're stacking in this like virtual at-home environment in head-to-head, are you listening to where your opponent is in the stack and adjusting? Like if you hear your opponent fumble, are you adjusting and slowing down, or are you just focused on what you're doing?
I'm always focused on what I'm doing. I do hear them, but I'm just focused. I want to get my cycle done, and then I'll worry about what comes next.
I like that mindset.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's all the questions I had, and once again, congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Yeah, huge congratulations for you, Keng, Ian. And I think this is, again, another huge tick in a box for you for your championships. I think you are undefeated in all of 2021. Now I think you're looking... Are you undefeated in all of 2022? Did you win all your tournaments so far this year?
No. The one last week, I lost. I got 3rd overall. Not lost, but 3rd overall.
Not lost, but didn't win. I gotcha. But you know what? I guess it's all worth it. I think you did win PCS Double Down. This is the moment where if you have any social medias, if you have anything personal you want to shout out, or if you have any personal family members, fans, stackers, anything like that, now is the moment to give them some love.
I want to thank my family, everyone who's supporting me, my friends, especially from school. School friends, I thank you for all the support. The whole school is behind me, and they were supporting me really much for this tournament, and I really want to thank them a lot. And I want to thank all the fans, the supporters, and yeah, that's probably it. And thank you to PYRA Cup All-Stars All-Stars and Double Down champion.
Back-to-back online tournament champion, man.
Yep.
Feeling good, feeling good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up our interview with Chen Keng Ian. Again, once again, huge congratulations. Your PCS Double Down champion. It was an absolutely dominant performance. We'll see if anybody's going to be able to contend with this man, but if he knows his stack and if he knows his if he knows himself and he knows the competition around him, he's not going to let that happen. I'm sure of it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude the broadcast for PCS Double Down. From myself, from John Scannell, from Ethan Jones, and of course from all of the stackers, from everybody in the background and all the production crew, we thank you so much for being here for this broadcast. We enjoyed it. I hope we enjoyed it just as much as you guys did, maybe even more. And yeah, that's going to close out the broadcast. I hope everybody's going to have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, good day, and good night. We'll see you guys in the next one. And a good tomorrow. We'll see you guys in the next one.